Welcome to Alpha Grappling's first ever Porrada tournament. The top athletes from across Europe will meet in their toughest challenge to date, an open weight tournament. There's no belt and no weight class. We hope you're ready for an evening of non-stop action and excitement. So we are here with our commentating team, Luke and Chris. So how do you feel about this evening's event? We'll start with you.
Very excited. I think the format's going to be an exciting format. Going to see some good matches, interesting mix of fights tonight. So yeah, very excited.
How about you?
Yeah, much the same. Really looking forward to it. I know there's going to be lots of good showing of jiu-jitsu. So yeah, looking forward to it.
And is there a particular match you're looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to seeing Jed Hugh perform. I know that there's been a kind of lot of different events that he's done recently, and I know he's going to be really pushing himself. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to Jed's matches.
That's great. And how about you?
It's the same for me. Jed's always an exciting player to watch, and I think Stefano's been on a tear recently. He's taken this match on short notice, so I think he's got nothing to lose, and so I think he's really going to put on a show. Or at least that's what I'm hoping.
That's brilliant. Thank you, guys. That's all we need. We are here with our referee, Alex. Hi, Alex.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Hello.
How do you feel about this evening's event?
I'm very excited. I've competed against some of these guys, trained with a lot of these guys, and everyone's really high level, so I'm just excited to see some good jiu-jitsu, really.
And is there a particular match you're looking forward to?
The first match is a really good match, Herridge versus Sam Gibbs. Both of these guys are very high level guys. And yeah, every match is fire, basically, yeah.
That's great. Thanks so much, Alex. We're here with Jay Herridge now. Say hi, Jay.
Hi, you good?
How does it feel to be part of the Alpha Grappling's Porrada?
It feels amazing. I mean, it's going to be an exciting night, an exciting day for me.
And do you know much about your opponent?
No, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to go and play my game and do my jiu-jitsu.
And do you see any weaknesses in his game that you would like to exploit?
I know nothing about him, but I believe in my own game. That's more than enough.
Great. And how do you see yourself winning today?
Fire submission, as usual.
Very good. And I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, here we have Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
So how does it feel to be part of Alpha Grappling's Porrada?
It feels great. I'm super excited to be a part of this. I feel really lucky to be able to finish what has been quite a complicated year with something like this. And I'm, super excited.
Excellent. And do you know much about your opponent?
I know a little bit about him. I know he's very experienced. He's been training for a long time, very scrambly, very explosive. He's been winning a few divisions recently, so I know he's a good opponent.
And do you see any weaknesses in his game that you would like to exploit?
Yes.
What are they?
I think he leaves a lot of holes open that we've seen the places we can exploit the holes that he leaves with his scrambliness, and the intention is very much to impose my game on top of him.
Excellent. And how do you see yourself winning?
I see myself winning by using the jiu-jitsu that I've used to win every time I've been on Alpha. That's imposing, aggressive jiu-jitsu. I lead the conversation, and if I'm going to win, I'm going to do it like that.
Brilliant. Sounds like you know what you're doing, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Reset it back in the center of the mat. You can see that Sam is both physically stronger and bigger, though. You see there's a bit of a size difference. Yep. That's why it's contact in position. It's great for a work to do a warm-up shuttle, put this heel, and chase the back and the leg entry.
Very fast reactions from Jay coming up there. Very quick. Very quick.
I don't think these two have faced each other before, have they? This time, as far as I know. They're similar competition with active competitors and Jay cross-training. basis and slightly like might have counted each other before, but not so sure in that capacity. So can do that.
Jay has been really good at getting his legs to return to a guard. He's really reacting fast. It's obviously something he's very used to doing.
Sam loves that bead session. I don't know if you gotta go this through it. You got the deep in this using his weight, isn't he? Jay's put it in his right arm. Low position is wrong. Yeah.
Sam looking to straight away counter those hooks that Jay can use by having his weight so heavy on the feet. Let's lift. There he is again doing the same thing, trying to stifle those feet.
Yes, coming in with that bead session again. Jay's looking for a long yeah, trying to come up with a sweep.
Good swirl.
Sam is such a athlete, able to scramble out and just get away so quickly. Probably time and again, messages get that same position. Standard forward. Well, he's got it deeper this time, but yeah, just Sam just sits on it and pulls it out.
That's the risk that you run in terms of trying to shut someone's guard down by stepping in the leg, as Sam was doing there, and that Jay is able to utilise that.
Jay's forearm is showing tactical retreat, looking for Gibbs to there, retreated. Very composed with close attacking, basically rushing into it. Seems to be saving a lot of energy as well, right? Conserving energy.
As you say, it's one of those things with the fight format of knowing that they've got multiple rounds, they're potentially going to have a lot.
There's not much space which we can make most of it. Yeah. That is his position. Still some hand fighting for the hand grip. Sam is very methodical, very patient, taking his time. What you guys think?
Yeah. Yep.
I think that was in the second mark.
Yeah, it was just a warning for the last time. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, just a couple of these leg entries from Jay. Goodbye. Yeah. See that? That's sure. Yeah, I mean, this is I think Alpha Grappling are the only one that do this format based on it around a 1 day break, another round, best of 3. It gives, these guys a chance to find themselves. Sometimes they exercise.
Oh, good switch, good switch.
But I don't know. put Jay back in. True. Oh, Jay is really going to like really, really. I want to find out. Really, whether this is the gamepad for Jay or whether sometimes to our strong suits. Yeah, he keeps going with this one thing. Late entrances get become slightly predictable.
Yeah.
You can see Sam's keeping Jay's foot out of the position. Yeah. Assume that Jay's trying to follow through there. Jay did come up this time. Came up, almost stood up, tried to wrestle him, but Sam moved on.
Now we've got a reversal. And, Sam chooses to sit. Yep.
Oh, this time Sam's good at that's it. Oh,
Tip to the old drag. Yep.
Oh god, they should be started in the same position, perhaps? So, I think, the referee's going to start them in the same position, which is, it's going to be interesting. Something to get the hooks in. Oh, but Jake was there.
Very
good. Again, picks us back. Wow, this trap.
Nearly lost a lighting rig there.
Very interesting spot. Jay is so fast. You guys think it's like really fast. Yeah. Sam is going to play like the reaction first round. Yeah. You've got to have fast reactions. We're not going to push the pace of the fight to react to their attacks. Again. Yeah. Sam's got a head tie. Oh, good attempt by Jay. Oh, he's trying to.
Very nice. Oh, good use of impulse there from Sam.
Oh, Sam's come up. Sam's up now. I think that was a point for Sam, right? I think that's a sweep. Consider that sweep.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow. This really is a battle. Oh, he's trying to come up to him away. Great. He's pushing the place in the forehead place across the shut down. Yeah. You think you're doing it on, shut down the game a bit, or? It's that, though, so I think it's possible it's not nice to push your face.
Sam needs to be careful with that step again.
Or you have to bring your hand back, face back, and push your head back so you then fall back into a supine lying down there. Got you. What?
Good transition. Yep.
And Sam easy to count there. I'm curious to know if Matthew is slight margin would see a good result in that sense.
To play more into that takedown game rather than. So Jay needs to collapse that knee.
Needs literally trying it past aggressive pass.
Oh, it was good timing to step over as he did in order to counter that.
Yeah. So now we have a bit of left or so.
Yeah, probably that. Yeah, he needs to collapse that knee. Sam keeping that knee high is a good shield. The second knee as well.
Sam's it's kind of far from position. It's one gets in. Difficult ways to escape distance. Yeah. Oh, Sam's moving on.
Oh, nice. Good stuff.
broadcast. So, what a match! Really good match.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there was any points at which when he was going on the legs that you felt at risk?
Some of his legs attacks were sort of semi-tight, but frankly, he was going to have to break something to get me to tap. So, it is what it is.
And what can we expect from you in the future in terms of competing?
You can expect to see as much of me as possible. I mean, I'm so grateful to Alpha and Jawad and the whole team for putting me on this show. I want to get on all the shows. I want to be an exciting lightweight grappler on this scene. You will hopefully see much more of me.
I think you definitely delivered that tonight, so thank you for a great match.
Thank you. Cheers.
So Jay, that was a real action-packed match there. How do you feel about your performance?
It felt good. I was looking for the sub, neglected the point system, but that's the rule, so I lost fair and square. I mean, couldn't implement the submission game I wanted to play, but always next time.
How did you feel coming into the second round? Obviously, you were down on points in the first round, so the best of three format, the pressure was on to come back.
The pressure was on to come back, but I was looking for the submission the entire time. Maybe try and get a point to even it up, then go for submissions again. But I want to end the fight with a sub rather than winning on points.
Fair enough. And in terms of competing, where can we next see you compete?
Next competition, I have to wait and see. Most likely Brighton Open. Hopefully all back in Alpha if they want me back.
I think that was a great match, action-packed, so great day start tonight. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Hello, Martina, and welcome.
Hiya.
So how does it feel being part of the Alpha Grappling Porrada?
Yeah, it's very exciting. I've never really participated in a show where it's a 4-woman tournament, and I'm really excited.
Excellent. And how much do you know about your opponent?
So I know a little bit. I've done a little bit of research. So let's see if I've prepared well enough.
Great. And have you seen any weaknesses in her game that you'd like to exploit, maybe?
Everybody has weaknesses, so I hope I found them, and we'll see.
Excellent. And how do you see yourself winning today?
Like what technique?
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
It's a secret.
Surprise.
Surprise. Very good answer. Very good answer. Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy. Hi, Violet. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Good. And how does it feel being part of Alpha Grappling's Porrada?
Yeah, it's really exciting. They're doing something quite different to a lot of the other invitational shows, so I couldn't resist giving it a whirl.
Very good. And do you know much about your opponent?
I don't know a great deal about her. I know that she's a brilliant athlete. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic match, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And do you see any weaknesses in her game that you might be exploiting today?
No, not at all. I'm interested in just testing myself and seeing what I can do out there against a really brilliant opponent. So no focus on weaknesses at all, no.
That's a really good answer. And how do you see yourself winning today?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a difficult question, but yeah.
No, I really like to focus on just doing the jiu-jitsu that I love to do and enjoying myself and just being in the moment. So I'm not trying to think too far in the future. I'm just trying to really stay in the present and enjoy myself.
Just stay in the now. That's good advice. Very good. Well, we wish you the best of luck and enjoy.
I appreciate that. See you later.
Bye.
I don't know where Violet's been. She trains.
I believe Violet is from Stealth BJJ. I could be wrong in saying that. But I seem to remember that's where she trains.
And Violet straight away jumping guard. Interesting move and a no-gi match. So she grabs the ankles, goes for an ankle kick sweep. She chases the back then. Threatening a try with those long legs. Martina's got to be careful not pushing him too fast. She's going for an unresponsible leg, an underpass, but very nice under. He's fast to guard, so practically fast. Yeah, slightly got her leg there, but she's a hair's breadth away from being north-south. Inverts, and we're back to open guard. Martina looks very game to me, guys. He's not looking for a fight.
She really wants this. You can tell by just the look in her eyes. She's doing well at clearing Violet's feet from her hip line as well. She's not allowing her to take that contact and work with it. Because otherwise she can kind of feed off of that of her body movements and stuff. As she was kind of doing there.
Violet
Violet's got these long legs. If she can't ever get to really establish a guard properly, it's going to be hard to use this to advantage.
Wow. Violet's really using her guard well, though. Very agile.
Correct. And big sweep again.
I think because Violet was successful with that in the early stage of the match, I think Martina's really expecting that now, so she's able to base quite well. She's kind of expected that off the bat. Just be careful of reaching back.
Switch over to K guard for a backside 50-50 entry.
Oh, she's got her foot.
Digging for the heel. Digging for that heel.
Yeah,
It's the problem with the 50-50. Although, see, Violet was going for the outside leg there rather than inside. Yep.
Usually inadvisable to go and fight a heel hook attempt with a toe hold. It's quite akin to bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll be happy eating some damage on a toe hold than I will be on a heel hook.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
Not to say you can't win with it, but
it's a lot harder, eh? It's a lot more difficult.
100%.
No,
there's no security over that toe hold leg. There's nothing holding the leg in place, right? So it's inherently got that better mobility or that better ability to move around.
Yeah, that was a relatively quick win for Martina, though. I think 90 seconds or just under 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mentioned that she's predominantly more of a gi player. They usually wouldn't advise to get into heel hook battle with a 10 planet practitioner.
Especially
exclusively no-gi, don't they?
Yeah, exclusively no-gi. Obviously, training heel hooks from usually quite early in their career.
Yeah.
And anyone who wears a Only Fools and Horses-esque rashi is obviously going to know their no-gi game very well.
No doubt.
Straight away she's looking for them legs again.
Oh, good
head control there.
Oh gosh, she snuffed that leg attack by Violet.
You can see a dance attempt coming in a second, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Oh, she gets out though.
And again, long legs really have to be considered a threat of a triangle at any time.
Yeah.
Both girls really using their head positioning well. Obviously keeping that centre line nice and solid.
I'm just impressed with Violet's legs. They're all over the place like an octopus.
Quite efficient for that either.
Good use of that under. Just got to clear that. Got to clear that knee.
It's stopping her from having a guard pass.
Oh gosh, that's a crushing guard pass, right? A lot of pressure, I can see it. Getting it down. She might be going for an Americano on that arm. Oh no, escape.
Martin's not seeming too bothered about having that leg still trapped, but with some half guard, once you pin the head and the shoulders past the legs.
Yeah, Martina's very dominating right now, very dominating mindset, crushing and smothering a lot.
She is. It's like she's really using that kind of Evil Dead hand idea of just crawling that arm up. Looks like she's trying to expose that far arm with the underhook more and more.
Nice bridge there by Violet.
Yeah, she's timed that very well.
Got to fight for a second, but it's a turtle.
Oh gosh. Martina's looking for those grips. She rolls forward, she can probably cover guard, right? No?
Yeah, gravity roll could be a good idea here if she has to time it just right.
Yeah. Martina's all over her though. Look at that face smothering.
Yeah, she's going for a chin strap to really disrupt her posture and inhibit Violet's ability to turn her spine.
Oh wow. What
Nice recovery there by Violet.
Very nice recovery. Yeah, I could see Violet's definitely a key player. She had corners to grab onto.
She's looking at that toe hold. She's looking at that toe hold.
Wow, you were there. E-bar's there, right? What happened? Oh.
Martina could finish that toe hold.
Yeah, that's...
Wow. Very impressive. Martina's like on a roll.
So Martina, what a fantastic performance. How did you feel about that?
Oh, I feel very good. Everything went to plan. I knew she was going to try to go for an arm, but I knew she was going to pull guard to close guard. I'm pretty sure that's how she won the English Open. I had a lot of help preparing for this, and yeah, everything went as it should have, for me at least.
I mean, they got the better of those leg exchanges there.
Yeah.
Managed to catch that heel hook from her was particularly impressive.
Well, that's what we do all day at 10 Planet, honestly. That's what we do, and I was completely prepared. Yeah, but it was a very good attempt. You know, I'm very, very happy with that.
Fantastic. And what can we expect to see from you in the future?
More submissions, hopefully. Yeah. Honestly, I've just been working really hard. I'm not even thinking about victory per se. I just want to go do my best, perform as well as I do in the gym, and I know I'll do very well if I'm successful in doing so.
If tonight's anything to judge by, I think you're definitely going to be good.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Violet, how are you feeling?
Yeah, obviously I'm not pleased about my performance, but I'm really, really glad I did it, because I think that getting as much experience as you can in really unfamiliar rule sets is really good, and I'm primarily a gi player, so to get someone like Martina was really exciting. And it wasn't my best. I'm not proud of my performance, but I'm really glad that I did it anyway, if that makes sense.
You could have fooled us with those leg entries like you're a gi player. You came out very high energy in that first round. Was it a plan to keep that level the whole way through?
To be honest, if we're being completely honest with each other, I was too high energy in that first round. I planned to keep it a little bit more calm, but I fell into the trap of getting a bit too hyped up, and I think that was to my detriment, but I'm glad that happened here. I'm prepping for Euros in February, and so I've just been trying to smash through the comps so that the mistakes that I make here, I don't carry forward. So I'm really glad, again, that I got someone amazing like Martina to test myself against. You're welcome.
And did you was it your plan to jump close guard initially when you came out? Because I don't see that too much in no-gi. I mean, being a gi player, that may be why.
Yeah, I'm a gi player through and through. I know that's not going to be popular here, but I love jumping closed because I love closed. But yeah, the plan was to either jump or to pull to guard. I know she's a great wrestler, so I didn't really want to muck about with that. But yeah, it's harder to jump closed in no-gi because you've got less of the posture control, but I wanted to give it a crack, and it played out well for me, so that was a specific bit.
And were you planning to use the close guard to enter into the legs? Was that your plan for it?
Normally I use close guard to enter into arms, which I wanted, but she did a really good job of keeping her arms back, and it opened up the legs a little bit for me. I just didn't quite get the finish, but it's all progress, it's all good.
It's a fantastic match. Very much looking forward to see you compete at Euros.
Thank you, appreciate that. See you later.
So hello, David. How does it feel to be part of the Alpha Grappling's Porrada today?
It feels good. It feels good to be competing in like an invitational competition first time. So I feel ready to compete and try to do my best to win.
Excellent. And how much do you know about your opponent?
I don't know too much about him. I haven't studied that well, but I just feel like I would just try to do my best and do my techniques and do my skills, and that will hopefully be the best thing to do.
Excellent. And have you seen any weaknesses in his game that you're thinking of maybe exploiting?
Me personally, I just focus on my game, and that usually works, so I will try to do that to win today. So I haven't seen much weakness or strengths, but we will find out.
That's good. Focus on you. And how do you see yourself winning today?
I will try to keep that for myself.
A secret. Yeah, very good tactic. So we wish you the best of luck and enjoy. You're welcome. So how does it feel being here, part of the Alpha Grappling Porrada?
If I'm honest, just another day.
Just another day in the office?
Just another day, exactly.
Very good. And do you know much about your opponent?
I saw him at Grappling Industries. I didn't actually see him, but I heard about the results. He looked pretty good. I know he's a wrestler. Let's see how it goes.
That's it?
That's it.
And have you spotted any weaknesses in his game that you might think about exploiting today?
I don't know about weaknesses, but I think for sure I have better jiu-jitsu, so if I can make it happen, I'll make it happen.
Good. And how do you see yourself winning today? What's going to be your technique?
Probably sweep up and then just stall it out.
Very good. Okay, well, we all wish you the best of luck and enjoy today. Thank you.
Sorry. Ansari versus Ejarat Rashid. Okay, shake of hands and off we go.
Hedgerat straight to seated guard. Obviously wants to work from that position.
I wonder what that is, would be his game cover regardless, or Davis has a wrestling background. Maybe he wanted not prudent to stay on the feet, waste energy wrestling, lose points to a takedown.
Yep.
Exactly.
I'm going for a deep half style entry here.
Very deep. Very deep.
Davis in on a head down, front headlock position.
There she goes.
Still has it. Head kept, almost came up. Came up for a sweep, I think.
Hedge inverting, looking for.
Wow, that's beautiful. Very interesting.
On a straight foot block.
Ooh. Oh, wow, she's not tapping into it. Well, that's very deep.
Yeah, double outside leg positioning with a straight foot lock aren't always the best for the finishing.
Okay.
The actual mechanics aren't as conducive to getting the full sort of braking pressure as a rotational sort of element would be. He's doing well to try and keep that foot behind his hip line as he was doing there, just to have one less lever point that Hedge can work with.
Hedge is going for a straight foot block now. Was he or no? He escaped it. I think he's posting.
More likely to see because more experienced footblockers use that Achilles lock grip to secure the foot to then transition to the heel hook. But if an opportunity for a strong belly down ankle lock comes up, it's usually still a good opportunity to go for.
I see. Oh, there's a straight ankle swirl. He's really going for it this time. Darting his back. Oh, that looks painful. That looks very painful.
Hedge did look like he was putting a very strong boot on at that point in order to maintain the integrity of his kind of ankle line and his foot line. He's very used to doing that, I'm sure.
One thing to bear in mind as well is that when you are putting the boot on to defend the ankle lock, you are exposing the heel,
right?
Heel exposure, a possible heel hook, and vice versa.
Right.
Point the toe to fight the heel hook, also exposing our foot to a weaker position for a straight foot hook.
I just wanted to start from the same position. Have you guys noticed that? Well, there seems to be some confusion on what was happening, but they're good to go again.
Spiraling. See Hedge is trying to get heel exposure. Davis spinning to mitigate his ability to do that.
But he's saying something to the referee. What's he saying, guys? He was pointing the thing his foot.
Well, the difficulty is that the guys obviously in transition, it's very fine movements that are being made, millimetres here and there. And if that's not accounted for in the reset, then, all of that effort has been almost negated. But it's very difficult for the ref to know those intricate positions, there's only so many sort of things he can notice as he resets people. So,
that's very helpful.
Bit of help from Alan Pozo to reset everybody.
Head coach of the RT UK there. So hands dirty to help the fighters get back to their original position.
That's true. I'm sure that helped a little bit. So.
X configuration to clear some space there for Davis.
Would that be a sweep for Hedge? Would you guys call that a sweep, perhaps? No. He came on top, or did he get it? I don't know.
Well, the key for any sort of sweep position is that the kind of legs have to be used in order to create that switch. Get a nice shot of the individuals' faces here to see how things are feeling for them.
There's a size difference. You can notice a size difference between these two guys. It's an open weight tournament, and Hedge is really holding his own, no? Holding his own well, I think, against a much bigger, stronger opponent.
Davis definitely has a much longer, lengthier frame. it looks to possibly be more athletic of the two fighters.
Yeah. Hedge is on top now. I was looking for that some kind of a guard pass, step over pass, which he's gotten it now. Oh, beautifully done. Don't you guys think? That was very
Great to mount there as well.
Wow. What happened? Oh, I think
Hedge reacted really well there to what Davis was doing in the extent of him was trying to put his head and his feet.
Possibly fight another point, or he could just concede that the match that round was gone, and he could save his bench in the next round.
I see. So that was definitely Hedge's round, right, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
A tactical decision by David there to cut his losses in terms of his gas tank.
Oh, really?
Strategy for the next round, just at the end there, yes.
Oh, wow.
That's why he's looking to give up the mount so easily.
Oh, I see. Makes sense. So basically, Davis has to win this second round, otherwise he's out, basically. Yeah.
Correct.
Oh, I see. They both
Dominic has only got a minute to rest between rounds. Kind of just take it easy for the last 10 seconds. Actually, a sizable extra chunk rest when you think about it. Rest period.
Hedge is back up on his feet, he's ready to go. He's saying, let's go. He's waving to the referee, let's do this.
Yeah. So, well, I have to say that unfortunately his opponents can...
Yeah, he's got some say in it as well, right?
Head straight back to sitting in his guard.
Oh, single weapon turn.
He's looking for the chin strap on headlock, not quite able to get it.
Very nimble footwork from Davis there. Like you said, for a very big, lanky guy, he's very quick-footed there. Quick-footed even.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a wrestling match, like they're attacking the legs a lot more. Yeah. Let's see how they start off.
Hedge choosing to disengage at that point. Maybe he feels he needs a little bit more space in order to step around the guard or kind of work over the top of it perhaps, rather than trying to go through. Oh, now he's just decided he wants to have that seated position.
Davis, he could use his wrestling more, I guess. Try to sprawl and pass, you know.
Hedge just kind of creeping down to that ankle from the underhook on the thigh there.
Doing
wise up straight and sprawling out, or letting him get access to that lever.
What is he going for, Chris, with that underhook, with that ankle?
Variety of things. He's looking for that deep half configuration. If he reaches down to the foot, pulls in, pushes forward, he can go for that old school sweep. Really effective, especially against bigger, stronger opponents. It's called the old school sweep for a reason. It's been around for ages and it works very well. Alternatively, if you can get a strong clamp on the thigh, like he seems to be trying to connect his hand. So if he can get his top leg inside the frame, he can then start to enter the leg, either to swing over a double outside into a knee bar or into the saddle position.
Right.
Davis looking for that kind of control over the head now to get. Oh, he's got to be careful of his base. Nicely done by Hedge. Nicely done.
Oh, great counter to the back step. Hedge averts his knee, pulls the knee line free, and then goes for the berimbolo.
Yeah.
It's a counter that you actually get the opportunity to do quite a lot, since that back step entry into the legs is so popular, especially.
Going for the leg, looking for that fight on the heel.
Fight on the heel there by Davis, but not sure about his leg configuration to generate force for the finish.
Hedge
did hand fighting by Hedge though, right? He fought his hand really well.
Yeah, and he was also really good at putting his weight over that side too to prevent any kind of momentum being built up in terms of the spin. Davis working his way in underneath.
Hedge is like sitting on
looking
that
to
foot
push
on
through.
his
There we go. Good return by Hedge.
Well, should that have been a point for David? He came on top. Do you guys think? Wasn't that a swing?
Yeah, well, that was in the case of the point there. I think he was just waiting to see if the position was settled before
Yes.
that point then.
Fair enough, yeah. So, sounds going for David so far. Looking for outside at the moment, fighting for his hands.
David's looking to fish that outside foot inside in order to open up the hook there. He's doing it once again, just trying to get that extra lever point to open that control leg out.
High shot there by Hedge.
Doing really well to keep the knee pointing outwards as well to optimise that knee shield. He's not allowing it to collapse.
If you blink, you'll miss these kicks.
Yeah.
Davis. So light and fast.
Very fast. Took us back there, nearly. I think we're going to start at the same position.
He's got a bit of a dilemma about where he's going to defend the back take or defend his neck.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say,
that's
the chin here.
that is deep.
He's really secure.
He's not worried, but he does seem quite deep there. And
Oh,
That is deep. Oh, nice.
that was
head in the sleep. Head in the sleep. Oh, he's in the sleep for a second. Don't let the ref call it. And Hedge for making sure that
Yeah.
the dogs are not officially.
He just pointed at the referee and said, I didn't lose that round. No, I didn't tap. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
that's
I'm sure Hedge could speak there for a moment.
It's a great example of a dilemma based on the research, because Hedge had defended his neck, and there's a good chance that he would have gone to seatbelts and hooks, which would have put him up in points.
That was a very interesting match there. So extremely dynamic exchanges. How do you feel about your performance?
I don't know. It's whatever. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. I should do my jiu-jitsu. That's it. You know. If we sparred in the gym, I'm sure it will go similar to that.
So you look very relaxed there, especially when there's potential for having your back taken or when your opponent got some heel exposure. You seemed very, very relaxed in what seemed like last-minute defence.
Yeah, you can't get caught up in a moment, you know. You have to just... I knew I was up at one point, and then he got the choke, and I knew there was only a few seconds left. And I was like, fuck it, I think I'm going to run out the clock or I'm going to go to sleep. Third match, don't want to be arrogant, but I think I would have won that too. So it was whatever, you know. I had better jiu-jitsu. I knew I had better jiu-jitsu for sure. No disrespect to him whatsoever.
And how did the match compare to your preconceptions going into the match? Did it play out as you expected, or were there any surprises?
Again, I don't want to be rude in it, but honestly, I was expecting there to be more of a passing threat, and I wasn't expecting to get dogfight swept so easily. But I guess I'm just like...
And what can we expect from the future in terms of competing? What are your plans for either the rest of the year or the beginning of next year?
I don't think small. I don't think about 1 year, 2 years, you know. I've got a 10-year plan. If I lose for the next 5 years, every match for the next 5 years, it's okay. In that 6th year, I'm going to make a comeback, so it's all good. Just whatever, just experience building.
Well, that was a fantastic fight, man. We look forward to seeing you soon. Okay.
Cheers.
Darius, how are you feeling?
I feel not too good because of the loss, but it is what it is. Have to just come back from it and start training again.
You took this match very late notice as a replacement. Were you actively training for any competitions at the time?
Yeah, I was going for Worlds right before this, so that was what my mindset was at in gi. But this came and I wanted to, of course, go to that, but my preparation wasn't so much in no-gi, but I will bounce back in no-gi and try for trials again and see how it goes.
Forward to it. Well, massive respect for stepping on short minute notice, and regardless, it was a great match to watch. Thank you very much.
Hello again. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
Good. How does it feel being part of the Alpha Grappling's Porrada again?
I feel excited. I feel very excited.
And do you know much about your opponent?
I know he's very good. I know him for a long time. I saw him for a long time. I always wanted to fight him. So today is the time. I feel lucky.
So you've always wanted to fight him. Any reasons why?
Because he's good.
So that will make very good. And do you see any weaknesses in his game that you might want to exploit?
Yeah. I'm not going to tell what.
Very good. That's a very good tactic. And how do you see yourself winning today?
Bow and arrow, lapel choke. No, I'm joking. By submission.
Very good. And we wish you the best of luck and good luck.
Very good.
And how does it feel being part of here, the Alpha Grappling Porrada?
I'm happy to be here because I like the super fight format. Also interesting rule set with the rounds. So I'm excited to go.
Excellent. And do you know much about Francesco, your opponent?
He's vegan, that's it.
Very good. Are you vegan?
No.
Okay, that's fine. No, we accept them all here. Do you see any weaknesses in his game that you would like to exploit?
Not really. I've never seen him competing, so I'll see.
Excellent. And how do you see yourself winning today?
I'm going to impose my jiu-jitsu on everyone, put the pressure and hunt for submissions.
Very good. It sounds like a good plan. Well, we wish you the best of luck today. Enjoy.
It's like Bart versus Mattia.
Yes, Matteo Schlager.
God, I took the 6 of guard there.
Of course, Francesco Bartoletta on the bottom and Matteo Schlager on top.
So, where are you going to scramble? Straight on a leg there.
Yep.
It's very cool and composed in his defence.
Both guys obviously very competent with that side of the game. Bart in particular being a student under Jed Hugh and elite jiu-jitsu. He's going to be very used to that stuff. Of course, Matteo's recently got his black belt as well under Alain Pozo. So that's going to be an interesting situation too. I believe Francesco is... Bart is a purple belt at the moment under Jed. So
I think he is, yeah.
You have to think about what kind of rule sets these athletes train for. Matthias is got gi rule sets as well, so we'll be splitting his training between gi and no gi, and it'll make a difference if you've got someone like Bart who's going to be focused on only no gi, and especially in the heel hook game.
Sure.
Yeah. These guys are really very balanced out at the moment.
See Bart to drive that false
Great
entry.
full suit, yep.
Really got it. It's cleared. Yeah, he's cleared it. In the saddle.
Very deep on his foot.
Mateus has done well to actually get his knee line free there, because that's often the real... Oh no, he's actually managed to retrieve the knee. But yet getting the knee line is so... or getting the knee back is so important with anything like that.
You notice as well, Matthias has, although Bart entered the saddle, Matthias had his shin wedged inside the actual leg entanglement.
Just an extra...
Give him some extra room to free himself.
Sure.
And to pry open that triangle. Resetting back in the mat here. Back in the centre.
I think something that's really great with this setup as well, guys, is that there's a lot of interaction between the actual audience members. You know, they're really up close and personal with the action. You can get some real good conversations and interactions going.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Looked like Bart was having a quick exchange with someone there in that reset. It's a nice frame. Start to clear some distance. Matteo's keeping his hips nice and low though to maintain that contact with Bart's lower body.
He's probably still good though.
It's almost there that it seems like, just to go back to your point, Chris, that Matteos is using his spare leg there to keep that space almost.
Yeah.
It's also going to act much like when you put the stick the boot into the opponent's hamstrings or buttocks so you can extract your leg. He can use that shin to press against, make life uncomfortable for his opponent, and also to extract the leg when he feels he needs to.
Bart's relentless in leg attacks, isn't he? He's pretty relentless. He's like constantly switching from one leg to the other and trying different leg attack. Now he's got a D-bar practically.
Switching to toe holds.
That looks deep. Looks deep.
Well, Matteo's got the leg extended, so I'm not sure how much of a threat it's going to be, especially as they start to spiral out towards the edge of the mat. He knows he can spin out and parry that submission outside the bounce.
Who would you give it to so far? Matthias or Bart? Bart, yeah?
I would say Bart so far. Matteo seems to have had a couple near kind of back takes, but didn't quite get there. Bart's had a couple semi-viable actual attacks, submission attacks.
So the basis of more attacks probably Bart, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I would agree. He's definitely been had the better of the kind of aggressive sort of aspects of the round so far.
Nice top control though by Mattia there. I thought that was time. That's the first part of the
So it looks like we've got that first round to Bart there.
I think technically on paper it was a draw. I think. Yeah.
It really does show how fit these guys are as well, that they can do multiple rounds with a minute break in between. I can, I don't think I can be doing that. I know you guys are far fitter than me, but I couldn't do it personally. But yes, yeah, very much, yeah. Well, of course, Chris, you have done this. So, I mean, you've been on this show before, so you go better than myself.
Fittest out of all three of us.
Well, I think what I did was 7-minute rounds, actually.
Oh, that's true.
You always have to remember this. It's one thing to do these kind of rounds in the gym. It's another thing to do it on the stage with films, especially with the audience.
Sure. With people watching you, it's a big.
This time, Matthias has put his guard, strategic guard.
It's almost like he wants to have his chance to show his bottom game now.
Well, it could be that. He didn't get much from his passing, but started before he moved to the house and get his A game on.
Sure, like you said, it's nice to try and almost take him out of his potential comfort zone a little bit, hey?
I think so. It'll be good to see what kind of top games he has.
I have to say, it's going for his own false streak next year.
Oh wow, that. Oh, excellent escape there by Bart. Shake of hands. Oh, sportsman.
I'm just looking to get that time, looking to get that angle, trying to find a route round those legs. Can't go through, go round.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to do. Oh, he sits back though. Sits back for his own kilo.
Yeah, it doesn't look too phased by that.
There's Sam Gibbs in the background watching with his coach.
That's quick footwork to come back there. Quick feet.
Version to the case of dragon style entry. Tears. To reverse the Hilo.
Bart's got to find that inside position with the knee. There he goes, driving it through. Still allowing a little bit of space for Matteo to work underneath. Matteo's, yeah, there we go. Starting to work that reverse to the heel hook. Bart doing a good job of keeping the other leg under control.
Whenever someone starts to pump that top leg in, that top hook, you've got to really think that they're almost certainly going to go for that false sweep. We've seen it quite a few times already in matches. Very popular at the moment.
And disengage a bit. Shake of hands.
Both guys really just trying to size up each other's kind of movements now. Every little twist and tweak will be really important.
I mean, these guys are so high level, so skilled. I mean, the way they're finding the leg, the feet is amazing.
Single leg, almost get the sweep there from Tejas.
Yep.
Didn't quite keep Bart on the ground there, but he's still going for it.
Bart is stopping that other leg of Mattia's. He was.
Tejas looking to transition to a standard X guard.
That's a beautiful move by Mattia's though, right? How he came underneath that leg.
These guys start making their inversions look so smooth and just fluid. It's beautiful to watch.
It is. It's so technical. Gosh. Oh,
good
Bart sits back.
Looks like his foot maybe caught in the shorts there. The refs know he's going to clear. Yep.
Looking for that full sweep.
Oh, that's time.
That's time for the second.
Again, it's the second of the second round. Does it go to a third, do you think, or?
Yeah, no, cool. This went to a decision, right?
This one, yeah. I think they have a third round now because the first was practically a draw. That one was a draw.
I think it was. I think I was pretty sure there wasn't any points scored throughout this.
The referee is going to the judges' table to find out what their opinion is. This Mattia, teammate of Bart, having a word with him.
Yeah, as I recall, they both weren't too happy with the turnout being Bell's decision, but Tejas was pretty unhappy with the decision not going in his favour.
This is the third round.
The third and final, the decider.
The decider. So Bart's now pulling guard, seated guard. Yeah, you can sense the urgency in Matthias though. He's really going for it this time a bit more. He's trying to pass a bit more aggressively. Beautiful inversion by Bart though.
He's got to stop both of those legs. He can't allow both to move underneath him. So that's when Bart will really get that power to work on his inversion.
I've seen a few times here, Matteo has been going for those kind of Berimbolo style backtick. But each time, Bart seems to recognise it early and shut it down by getting his hips, and especially his back flat to the floor, getting really heavy to make it hard to get up the leverage in order to get any real back exposure.
Now, I think they both realise that the final round, and they really have to make a mark to win this match.
That's it. That's step. Doing a good job of using his frames to keep Matteo at a decent arm's length so that he can come in on his terms then, rather than on the guy passing.
See, Matteo seems to be favouring this kind of semi-knee cut, walk his back leg out to a kind of wide kickstand position. That's kind of staying comfortable, leaning into his opponent, kind of keeping the pressure on, looking for an opening.
Bart's in deep on that leg. We'll see what we'll do with it.
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of trouble getting the heel hit. Oh, no, at all. Toes close to slipping out. Yeah, keep going for a toe hold control. Mateo's managed to get himself safe. Endeavour healer.
Oh, nice leg attack again by Bart.
Yeah, Bart's off to a 50-50.
Mateo's looking to run that leg back now. Well, he's used it to actually step fully round to look at a back take.
Yeah, but again, getting his back to the mat as fast as possible, trying to get his hips heavy.
Very good defense by Bart. Good back defense. Nice scramble there. Mattia senses that he might be a bit behind or might need a bit more action on his side. That's why he's really
again, there's that knee driving through, that knee cut pass as you alluded to earlier, Chris.
He's got a better grip this time. Oh, he let go of it. Yeah, a heavy collar grip.
Matteo's looking to be using that head to just drive that little bit of extra space for the knee to then occupy as well, if he can open up that body position and get that knee further through. It looks as though Bart's
really staying on his side though, right? He's on his shoulder. Oh. And he sits back for a... If Bart can come up, you might get a point for a sweep, but he's rather go for the legs.
As you say, I think at this point the focus in Bart's mind is to just look for that sub and make it certain.
Also, you've got to think, like we're saying, Bart seems to have a very good high level in this particular skill set. Whereas Matteo's definitely able to hang with Bart in this, but you start to look at other parts of the game, you're going to wonder whether it's still going to be the same or whether that difference in experience might...
That's time. That's the end of the third round. Yeah, end of the third round. Bart's convinced he's won it from his body language, right? The way he celebrated.
Either that or he thinks it was an exciting match. But,
yeah. I think in this situation it goes to the judges. They ask the judges who they think won. There was no points scored throughout the 2 rounds, so whoever I guess was more active.
Very open to interpretation here, but
yeah. I mean, who do you guys think?
I think a very, very close match, but yeah, I'd give it to Bart.
Bart won.
Yep.
So a couple of same but I said Bart getting more submission games, more violence.
Francesco, that was an absolutely astonishing match. How do you feel about it?
I feel disappointed. I'm not at the level I am. I want to be. I wanted to get the sub, I couldn't, so for me it's not a real win. It was just a win decided by the referee. which I'm grateful. I think I deserved it for the more attacks, but this doesn't make me really happy. I wanted the sub.
You were saying for a match where not a single point was scored, and it was pretty exciting.
Still, I wanted the sub.
So you're going for that false sweep entry at Herridge multiple times. Was that your game plan going in, or was it just the opportunity just presented itself?
It was really his game style, his style of entering my guard. I thought he was very susceptible to my false grip. But basically, I was keeping my half guard, my half butterfly in, and he was digging with his knee. So it was a good option for me to stop him from passing side to side and work my own attacks.
And how did this match play out compared to how you predicted it?
Say it again, please.
This match, was it how you predicted? His game plan, his style?
I didn't really predict anything, but my aggressivity and my coming forward was the way I wanted and I predicted. I wanted to really show that I can be aggressive as well.
Certainly showed that tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, as I said to your opponent, there was no point scored. That was a very action-filled match. How do you feel about your performance tonight?
Yeah, I felt like I controlled most of the action, even though I agree he had more submission attempts, but none of them was really dangerous. I wasn't in any danger at any point. I felt like I controlled more of the action, but it is what it is.
Did you have a game plan coming in here against Bart?
Play top mostly, but after the first round I wanted to see how I'm gonna do from bottom. He was blocking my attacks well, so did I, and we got into the decision, and it is what it is. That's it.
Thank you so much for coming in. Cheers.
How does it feel being here, part of the Alpha Grappling's Porrada?
Well, it's a really exciting opportunity. I haven't done Alpha before, but I've done other sub-only. So, but I really like the setup, and it's been organised really well. So I'm glad to be a part of it.
Excellent. And do you know much about your opponent at the moment?
I know a little bit. Because they've been on various other grappling shows as well, but I haven't done intense research. It's kind of, I like to focus on me rather than on my opponent. So.
Very good, that's very good. And I know you've just said you like to focus on you, but have you seen any weaknesses in your opponent, and are you going to exploit that in any way?
I'm not really sure. I'll just see whether my game plan fits into theirs, and then we'll go from there, basically.
Brilliant. And what is your game plan? How do you feel about winning? How are you intending to win today?
Well, everyone intends to win, otherwise we wouldn't come here, but I'm not going to disclose what we're doing. No one, I don't think anyone is before the match, so we'll just see.
Keep it close to your heart. That's great. We wish you the best of luck today and enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You feeling good about today?
Yes, very excited.
How does it feel being part of the Alpha Grappling's Porrada?
Well, it's my first time, so I'm going to see how it feels today. But so far, so good.
And how much do you know about your opponent today?
Well, not much. I've fought Lisa once in the past, and she's a very good opponent, so I'm glad to fight her again.
Excellent. And do you see any weaknesses in her tactics that you're going to exploit today, maybe?
I haven't really thought about a specific tactic. I'm just going to feel how we're going to flow together.
Very good.
That's what it's all about.
Excellent. And how do you see yourself winning today?
By submission, of course. So that's what I train for. So that's what I hope for.
Lovely. Well, we wish you the best of luck today and enjoy it as well.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
So, Lisa Major and Nadine Tavares. This is the second round of the women's four-way eliminator. Martina Zola won the first one. This is the second side. So,
be an interesting matchup as well, as we have Nadine, who is a brown belt and London Fight Factory, and Lisa, of course, a purple belt from Chris Reeves. It's going to be an interesting pairing.
yes, I mean, Lisa was very keen on being on the show. We were messaging for a while. She really wanted to be a part of this. It's always good to work with someone who's really enthusiastic and motivated, you know?
She's, so, kind of first sort of seconds here, she looks really energetic and ready to go. It looks like she's really fired up. Well, both girls look like they're fired up, to be honest. Here we go.
And the girls seem to be putting on quite entertaining matches, I think, you know. Oh, nice corner tie up by Lisa.
Look at that reverse Kimura grip.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful move by Nadine. Single leg.
Looking to run the pipe, but
Run the pipe for that single leg. Oh, guillotine by Lisa though. And she's keeping it. Oh, Nadine gets out. These girls are going for it. Underhook by Lisa. Foot sweep. Beautiful foot sweep attempt by Lisa.
Lisa's got that inside head position as well, giving her a little bit better access for closing the distance. There's that underhook. Nadine fights back inside. She's got the leg, nicely done.
Beautiful takedown by Nadine there.
Beautiful single leg by Nadine.
I think you could see a dart coming up here soon. Look at the positioning.
Nice step over by Nadine again. She's going for a side control.
They're looking to continue that control and perhaps get towards her back. Looks like her right arm is almost using a kind of a meat hook control on Lisa's armpit there. Looks like she's fed underneath the head and looking for that armpit to.
The beautiful thing about that kind of control is it allows you to really disrupt your opponent's posture, cranking their spine out. So you can actually sometimes actually use it as a crank as well, but gives you a nice grip, no gi where there's maybe not the same grips afforded you as gi. So nice ability to use your athletics, and then we've got
Deep transition into a beautiful mount, knee right into a mount. So she's definitely scoring a lot of points in this round.
Nadine's choosing to keep her ankles crossed. So it's a smart move for her to really make sure she establishes his mount and doesn't lose the points.
Oh, she's maintaining it.
So now, Lisa went for that stiff arm escape, and this effective escape, but also bears the risk of being armbarred if your opponent knows how to capitalize it. Although she has escaped the mount, she's turned into this closed guard situation. But as with all closed guard, angle is everything. And Nadine's got a fantastic angle here to attack, as well as having her arm and her grips.
Yeah, she's on her side. Oh, she's taking a pause to tie up her hair.
Certainly know the struggle here of your hair falling out during a lively roll.
Not something I'm aware of myself. I avoid that.
Chris might know a bit of things too about
yeah,
that.
he's the expert on such matters.
Yeah, I like to use a great opportunity to stall and get your breath back when you're getting smashed by someone else. Nadine doesn't seem to be a concern here for her. She seems to be doing very well here.
Yeah.
This is squared up though. She's managed to negate the angle.
Yeah, she's done well to return there.
Yep, standing up. And so you're trying to slip the knee in here. We're going for that kind of knee up the middle, kind of sit down into combat base and split the close guard of the.
The guard's open now. Nadine's guard is open. Oh.
It is, but you see there she's threatening an arm attack, she's threatening a triangle. She managed to use friendly attacks more balancedly, and she's got she managed to sweep her, and she's down now to a knee cut position.
Right, yeah.
Really smart, strategic. She's racking up the points. She's gassing out her opponent, and I think we're going to have to see a change of strategy or a change in momentum here by Lisa if we're going to see a comeback by her.
Very checkmate style, Nadine, building up the points, being strategic, playing the chess game, literally,
She's fishing for this dance.
Yeah, she's. I wonder if that elbow is just kind of driven through enough. I wonder if.
Yeah, there's kind of shallow grip. I mean, sometimes a shallow dance can be more effective than a deep dance. It depends on your body type, your opponent's body type, and their circumstances. But you can see that her fingers were just about holding on to her other arm. Oh, she's rolling
To
through
the
there.
anaconda.
I rolled off the mats, I think. Starting again from standing.
Lisa sits through, for a knee bar or reverse Ashi attempt.
Nice move by Lisa, sitting back for knee bar. She's fighting for it.
Especially as she didn't have the opportunity to do that any earlier in the round. She did that very swiftly and really took that chance as it came to her. She's still working on the leg entanglement now, it seems. She's got that outside foot
Controlling
through.
that back leg though is going to really inhibit Lisa's ability to get anything going.
Yeah, I can see how she's stopping it. Nadine's stopping that really well,
Although
but she's still got it. Maybe a straight ankle. What a match! Are you guys enjoying this as much as I am?
Yes.
Great action, guys.
Very, very good set of matches.
I rolled off the mats though.
So this is now one of the main difficulties is resetting fighters from anything like that, whereby the kind of space has run out. They're being
At the
started
end of the
standing.
situation where you're rolling to the audience and you're kind of trying to avoid the steel chairs and people's boots, it's, would they have still been fall into that same position if there were no obstacles there?
Sure.
Hard to say.
True.
Now Lisa has that underhook there. I wonder if she can use that along with the pressure on the face in order to really drive that knee through, and Nadine brilliantly to return to.
Beautiful movement. Amazing transition, but the knee she's on top. That's practically a sweep. Isn't it?
There's the arm fishing through
That
again.
dart again. She decides to back step.
Beautiful back step, going for the knee bar.
Literal switch from head to leg.
But it ran out of time there, and that should be, without a doubt, that's a good round.
Yeah, I think that was comfortable.
Nadine's round. Clearly Nadine's round. What a round. Nadine's catching her breath. Going over to her corner. They have a minute's break, and then they go to the second round. Lisa has to win this now. Otherwise, she's pretty much eliminated, right?
Correct. I wonder if we're going to see a change of tactics or change of pace from Lisa.
I think Lisa could try to wrestle, but Nadine's team's so well rounded on the feet, on her back.
As we mentioned earlier, there was a very smooth back step to that kind of reverse Ashi knee bar position for Lisa, and turned into a leg entanglement. Nadine was able to counter, so I think if anything, if Lisa was able to maybe capitalise on that opportunity a little bit more, could have maybe seen some points scored or possibly a viable submission attack, but both fighters looking for grips.
Headlock takedown attempt by Lisa, but he's got that waist.
Good valley drop from Nadine. Nice valley drop.
What's that one? Sorry?
I refer to that sweep as a valley drop, or that takedown as a valley drop. I don't know if others do. I think it's probably my old sort of wrestling days that I know it from that name.
Valley drop. Oh. Well, the knees are the belt now.
And she's isolating that arm, the head and arm.
Choke.
Could be going for a head and arm choke, arm triangle, but also great thing about that is it sets up the technical mount, yes mount, also arm bars and mounted triangles. So
I'm just impressed.
More of attack from there.
Yeah, Nadine's got amazing control though. She's really maintained that mount. But now they've obviously fought to the edge. Starting in the same position. Really good control by the deep guys, right? So far, this is Nadine's round again. Does Lisa mount some sort of an attack or a comeback?
I see we getting a big bridge from Lisa and Nadine's again in this highly advantageous angle on the close guard.
Yep. Lisa does well to centralise again.
Yep, square off, getting the flat in the back, neutralising your ability to launch attacks from close guard.
Good stand off, and that is a kind of a key, I want to say a key way, but a good way that guard players can. She's gone straight in on that leg. That looks deep. That knee's involved. That knee's there.
Looks on.
Oh, I think she just about escaped.
She's still driving through. It looks as though she's managed to get some clearance now.
The referee is allowing them to continue for a bit, but now he's stopping them. Oh, almost like a dominating performance by Nadine. She's literally controlling all the transitions, right?
This reversal, it looks like she's fishing for that top knee. Can sit back and look for that knee bar, perhaps.
Making her way out that leg tag here. She's going knee on belly.
She's going to step over armbar, right? Step over armbar.
Yep. Nice bite from that arm. Spins over both torso legs. Holding on for dear life there. Good reason.
Good use of the legs to break that grip.
Wow, an armbar finish.
Clean finish there by Nadine. Very dominant.
Very dominant, very clean.
Yep.
What a match. No judge's decision, no points needed. Become clear. Nadine advances to the next round.
Yep. Made that very clear.
Match.
Nadine has a very dominant performance there. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling quite good actually, yeah. I'm buzzing a little bit still.
Strategic racking up at the points where you plan to play the points game, or are you looking for that submission?
I'm always looking for the submission, so I wasn't really counting the points. I do know I scored a few points, so that's even better. There's a plus. But the submission is the cherry on top of the cake, you know.
Of course it is. And so did you have any preconceptions about your opponent coming in? Did she match up to them? Were there any surprises?
Yes, absolutely. She attacked my foot. She went for a heel hook and it was actually on. And so I had to actually scramble a lot to get out from there. So I'm glad because her game is also stepping up. So it was a great match actually.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to seeing you in the finals.
Cheers, thank you.
Well done. So how are you feeling?
Well, I didn't win, so obviously not great. But no, it was good. I knew it was going to be tough, and I gave away some positional stuff when I tried to go for the legs. So then she ended up on top. So that's obviously not where you want to be, but that's what you get when you try and do different things. So, and my takedowns, she was strong, so I couldn't actually get in for what I wanted to do. So, no, it was a nice match. It's just obviously I got on the back foot of it. So there we go.
Regardless, Nadine said that you're very deep on a hill there at one point.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I tried, but I knew she wasn't going to tap. She's tough as well, so she would have probably let her break before she tapped.
Certainly. When can we next see you perform?
Well, if there's another alpha and they have me back, I'm happy to come back. I like the show, I like the format and stuff. The 3 rounds of 7 minutes is a cool format. So maybe one of the other girls, Martina or Violet, will like to come back as well because I didn't get to compete against them. So
I think we'd all like to see that too. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Cheers.
So, how has today been so far?
It's been emotional. It's been quite scary at times because the fighters are going out of bounds and it's hard to know when to stop them because sometimes they're going for something good. You don't want to ruin someone's hard work, you know. But it's been fun. It's been fun.
And is that something you're used to? Has that happened to you before? Or is this quite a new thing?
It's my first time refereeing, but I have done jiu-jitsu in closed spaces with loads of safety hazards before. So I'm just trying to base it off on that experience, you know.
You're doing really well. You look like a pro.
Thank you. I hope so, man. I hope I'm doing a good job. I just want to do it for grappling, you know. I just love grappling. I love the sport.
And are we allowed to talk about a little bit about your side gig here, or is that a secret?
No, it's not a secret.
Yeah, I hear you do a lot of, you're a cook as well, and I just wanted to know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I make vegetarian foods, salads, peanut butter bars, juices and stuff, and I sell them at Diesel Gym. And that's the only place you can find them there. It's a very kind of like short supply, it's limited edition. So yeah, Plant Power. If you follow me on Instagram at AlexManousos PT, you can see all about that.
How are you finding today so far?
Well, it's great. The only problem is trying to concentrate on the commentary when you just want to watch really exciting jiu-jitsu, but doing my best.
Have you had any favourite moments of the fight so far?
Although they weren't too impressed with their performance in terms of the excitement, I actually thought that Bart's match with Matteo was really good. I really enjoyed it.
And have you watched this kind of thing before? Is this your first time in this sort of environment, or are you quite used to it?
Oh, actually, I competed on one of the previous Alpha events. But yeah, no, I've watched them. I love watching Grappling, especially the pay-per-view one. So yeah.
And how does it compare to competing and actually commentating today?
Well, it's less sweaty for one. It's completely different. When you're competing, it's a very selfish endeavour. You have to concentrate on yourself and nothing else. Whereas you're watching, you have the time to really enjoy everything, to look at other people's matches. If you're competing, start focusing on someone else's match. You're not thinking about your own. So it's a completely different kettle of fish.
And have you been thinking, I'd be doing it this way if I were doing it today?
I wouldn't say that, no. I think everyone's got their own strategy and their own abilities, so no, I wouldn't say that.
Excellent. Thank you for your time. How have you been finding today so far?
Really great. So had some really great matches. Really enjoyed watching a lot of these guys, and really makes me kind of think about, I should be competing more. And then I think, no, actually I shouldn't, because I couldn't do it.
So do you compete a little bit as well?
Not so much recently, but a few years ago I was doing quite a few competitions and things, but now I'm a little bit pulky, a little bit older, so I kind of shy away from that. But maybe in the new year.
And have there been any favourite moments of the day so far for you?
I think that probably my favourite match so far has been with Matteo and Francesco. That was a really, really interesting exchange, some really good moments in there, and it was really, really fun to be just that far away.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for your time today, and keep enjoying the rest of your day. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, yeah.
Ready and raring to go?
I'm really ready, yeah, pretty much.
Cool. So how does it feel being part of the Alpha Grappling Porrada today?
I'm feeling very good about that. Thanks for having me, even if I was just for a late replacement, last minute replacement. I'm going against Jedhu. It's probably the biggest challenge of my life, but it's a test for myself, so I'm really happy and looking forward for it.
And being last minute, do you know much about your opponent? Have you had enough time to research?
Of course, it's Jedhu. Everybody knows him, and even if I had like 2 months, 1 year, probably I never reach his level. So, it is what it is, and just looking for it. And I'm really probably going to enjoy it. I don't know about him, but I'm going to enjoy it.
That's the main thing, is enjoying it. And do you see any weaknesses in him that you're thinking of exploiting?
Okay, if there are, please, guys, tell me.
That's a really good response. And how do you see yourself winning today?
I don't see myself winning, but if I do, it's because there is like a referee mistake on points.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you for your time, though, and we wish you the best of luck today. Cheers. See you later. Hello, Jed. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? You okay?
I'm good. Thank you very much. I just wanted to ask you a few questions. So how does it feel being part of Alpha Grappling Porrada today?
Yeah, it's really, really good. There's some good guys in the division, a few guys that I want to beat, and looking forward to it.
And do you know much about your opponent today?
Not too much. I know he's good and trains on the grapple. That's about it.
So you haven't researched him or sussed him out and know his weaknesses or anything like that?
I don't really do that, to be honest with you. I don't like to do that. I like to just go in and just beat everyone regardless who they are.
Very good. And how do you see yourself winning today?
All matches by submission pretty easily.
Very good. Well, we wish you the best of luck and enjoy it. Thank you.
The second fight of the men's tournament.
Jed already seated. He's not.
I think he likes to have that low central gravity.
Here we go.
Hands and they're good to go.
Stefano electing to pass from kneeling here. And what it restricts in terms of your mobility and your agility, it does provide a little bit more defence from leg attacks. Makes it harder to enter on the legs, just sitting on top of them.
That's something he'll be very mindful of with Jed, and he's already into that leg, he's already into that.
Keep on it there. Stefano holding the head to enter on the posture, breaking ability.
Does look quite relaxed at the moment, although he is starting to come up to try and address that grip.
Has exposed that heel and yeah.
It's already there.
That was it.
That was
Very quick.
Lightning fast submission there.
Very fast.
You kind of do expect that with Jed Hugh, don't you? He's very well known for that speed of aggression and speed of attack. I wonder if Stefano will make any changes in terms of coming out for the second round.
Well, like the quick submissions aren't exactly a rarity in grappling, but usually they're not done so methodically and yet still done it so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jed Hughes does have some sort of a killer instinct. He really goes for it when he sees it. Mind you, Stefano was I should mention, only a last-minute replacement. His original opponent was a fighter from Fight Zone, Abdullah Alam. Couldn't quite make it, he had a shoulder injury, so big props to Stefano for stepping in on literally 2 days' notice.
I recently won War Grapple Kings in Italy. I think I saw he won a belt there. Before that, he actually had a match with tonight's referee Alex, which actually got a Fight of the Night award.
Right.
Pretty exciting, good match. And earlier in summer, actually, I saw him. We actually competed at a competition I was competing at in July. So he put a very strong performance there.
He's actually working his own leg control at the moment, but just able to counter and come through. Really quick knee bar.
No, I think we've got something went behind Stefano's knee.
Stefano might have hurt his knee, I think. Maybe a twist, a wrong twist or something. Ooh.
Yeah, that did look painful.
I think Jed had him in a submission and the knee twisted. I think that's Jed's victory now. That's 2 rounds done.
Yep.
Quick work for Jed. Oh gosh, hope Stefano's okay though.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see good submissions, but it's more important that the fighters are safe, and we hope Stefano is okay after that.
Jed, very strong performance there. How are you feeling after that?
Yeah, pretty happy. Went pretty much how I expected.
Obviously you're known for your leg attacks. Is that your plan A, to go in there, to go straight for the legs?
I'll go for submissions, whatever's their arms, legs, whatever's available. I don't mind what it is. I'll take anything.
And what seemed to happen there in the second round? Because we thought it was a knee bar finish, but was it an injury?
I'll be honest with you, I don't even really know what happened. I went for a submission, but I don't even know. I think I might have knee barred him, but I wasn't going for a knee bar. It just kind of happened. Fuck knows, to be honest.
These things happen when grappling, unfortunately. So this was a late replacement. You said you didn't know too much about Steph, or you just didn't research?
I had a chance to research. I wanted to, but I don't really see the point in researching people. It makes you just a little bit scared about what they're really good at. I'd rather just go in there, play my game, and I know I'll submit everyone anyway.
It's a confident man.
Always.
Congratulations, another strong performance. Stefano, I was very sorry about the injury there.
I don't know what happened. It was the other leg. No, the leg was dropped. I had like kind of a De La Riva hook, was going to invert and something cracked. Happened. That's the sport.
I don't want to keep you on your feet for too long.
That's all right. I'm good. Yeah.
When can we next see you? When were you planning to next compete?
I don't know. Probably it's the end of the year now. Let's see something for January, maybe February.
Yeah. Well, listen, I hope your injury goes okay.
It'll be alright.
And good luck, and takes big balls to step on in the last minute as well.
Cheers. Thanks.
Take care.
How does it feel being part of the Alpha Grappling's Porrada today?
I'm really excited. Yeah, looking forward to be. Looking forward.
Looking forward to it. Do you know much about your opponent today?
As I said, not too much. I mean, we rolled a couple of times, but no, not too much.
Not too much. So you don't know if he's got any weaknesses that you're going to exploit today?
I don't know, but maybe, but I'm not going to say anything.
No, that's good. Keep your cards close to your chest. How do you see yourself winning today?
Try to get a sub, but France.
Very good. Well, we wish you the best of luck today. Enjoy. Freddie, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good. Are you excited about today?
Yeah, should be a laugh. Should be fun.
Good. And how do you feel about the Alpha Grappling's Porrada today?
Yeah, it's buzzing. As I was saying to my coach and my missus that it's good for like more promotions in the UK to actually be showcasing and paying people as well. Even though, like, do you know what I mean? It'll organically grow, and that's what's important for it.
Very good. And do you know much about your opponent today?
Yeah, I believe he does like a lot of gi, hates leg locks. I've Matt. The first time me and Matt sparred, he probably heel hooks me 20 times in about 5 minutes. The last time I saw him after that, I was like, no heel hooks, and he was nice enough not to do them. But I think I've got a few tricks up my sleeve now that will surprise him a little bit.
Very good. So you kind of have you learned any weaknesses he might have by now?
Yeah, he's about 5 kilos overweight. That's about it.
Very good. Very good. And how do you see yourself winning today?
Just dominating, smothering, then hopefully going for the finish.
Very good. Well, good luck today and enjoy. Cheers, darling. You're welcome.
Mattia warming up.
Very straightaway, very aggressive passing style. Getting that shoulder down, that leg forward back on the leg.
Good use of head position from Freddie there to try and just create that extra lever point, just to really keep that dominance and that control.
Going for his own leg attack here. Both fighters being seen very, very confident with the leg lock game here.
Nice move on Mattia though, he comes on top. Going for that knee insertion pass, I think, putting pressure forward.
Resetting back in the centre.
Freddie's doing open guard.
They're trying to control both legs there.
That's often a good tactic. If you can make both legs into one thing, it's a little bit of an easier job to deal with. But of course, Freddie trying to keep his limbs separate and have two areas of frame.
Oh, Freddie's going for the leg.
Looks like he's getting a bite.
His own attack.
Mattia sits back for his own heel hook. I don't know if he's got it.
I can see toes, but I don't know if there's enough bite on that heel. I don't know. It does look like he's getting something though.
I think that Freddie's doing a good job of kind of separating the legs and inhibiting Mattio's braking ability. Yeah. Freddie looked quite calm with that. He shot a little cheeky look over to the commentating table.
That's the good thing with this setup is because the audience and the staff are so close, there can be that real interaction between competitors and spectators. Oh, good switch. Good switch.
I'm very impressed by how calm Freddie is. Very relaxed, just flowing with the moves. Good pressure there from Mattia.
He's using that knee shield very well, keeping that knee nice and high. So Mattia's attempting to step back, but Freddie deals with that.
His frames here. Yes. Really control the distance with them.
Attempt at the head snap to get some control over the upper body from Freddie. Mattia sits back and now he's got to re-engage on his terms. Again, looks to be trying to drive over the top of that knee shield, trying to get that top knee of Freddie's down low.
Well, Freddie going for that kind of pass at the beginning where he was kind of almost swan diving his shoulder down as a diagonal angle onto his top leg to kind of nullify his abilities to elevate.
Single leg again though. Freddie comes on top. I don't know if that's a sweep or not.
Down to referee's discretion there as it went off the mats, but definitely resonating in the minds of judging.
Freddie seems to be smiling. Starting from the same position. Seems to be some sort of disagreement with how they want to start, but I think they're good to go.
As you say, it's always one of the challenges of refereeing when anything goes off of the mat space as to exactly how to reset, whether it's possible to use the same position. Sometimes that can be really intricate to try and set up with millimetres making the difference.
Yeah.
Nice use of framing from Freddie.
I think Freddie's pace is causing a bit of an issue for Mattia. I mean, he's constantly moving and attacking, and I don't know if Mattia's able to adjust much. What do you guys think? Do you think the conditioning might be a factor here, no?
Definitely, it's relentless styles. It's hard to keep unless you keep the pace. You can almost lose by attrition just by actually trying to keep up with level of activity.
Yeah, Freddie definitely looks as a relentless style, constantly attacking, or setting something up, his hands or his feet. Nice frame.
Yep.
Very nice frame.
There was a brief moment there where Matteo had actual head drive coming through and making contact, but now Freddie's starting to come up.
Wow. A single leg
Really
to
good switch. Got to get that leg free. There we go.
freeze his legs.
It's nice keeping
that. Wow. Very aggressive jiu-jitsu there by Freddie. He goes back to the seated guard position. I think Mattia should vary his attack perhaps, instead of trying the same pass, maybe a different tactic.
I think he's been quite consistent in trying to go through the guard and trying to work round it rather than working trying to get underneath the legs. So that's something that might be an option for him as a means of trying to elevate the feet in order to limit the attacks that Freddie has and the control.
Yeah.
It's like confusion there by athletes thinking the 10-second warning was the end of
Oh,
the
yeah.
and then we have the actual end around there.
Finishing around. Wow, 7 minutes done. I think that was Freddie's round, or was it Mattia who scored? I don't remember.
Jamie Scott giving a little bit of advice to Mattia there. Jamie Scott, coach from 10th Planet, London.
I'm very curious to see how much the athletes can keep on this pace for.
Yeah, Mattia looks to be breathing heavy, but Freddie's pretty much ready to go.
He does.
Wow, very big difference in conditioning, I think, here, guys. Like Freddie's on his feet, having a sip of water.
You have to think about sometimes the psychological effect it's going to have as well. If you're been working hard for 7 minutes and you have to come back in, your opponent seems to still be in good condition. It's could be quite a daunting prospect.
Definitely. It's not and I think Mattia's feeling it right now. He's feeling the pressure Freddie's put him under for that last round of 7 minutes. I think in this fight, conditioning is definitely becoming a factor.
Referee sending the guys back to set evenly. Here we
the
go.
second round, Mattia this time goes for the seated guard position, I think. But I just think Freddie's pace will be, again, the same as it was in the first round. Relentless, smothering style,
See, there's a difference in how Freddie's passing as compared to Mattia as well. In that his head is coming right the way through and causing issue for Mattia in terms of framing. It wasn't anything like that when Mattia was on top.
Yeah.
Freddie was far more effective at getting that frame in place, and I think that's partly down to the speed.
Downwards kind of diagonal shoulder pressure of Freddie accessing Matteo's leg as a lever. You've got to think how much energy is Matteo using to actually fight against that.
Mm-hmm.
If Freddie's able to use his gravity more, I think that's going to have a big impact on their conditioning.
Oh, absolutely. I think Freddie's definitely using his head a lot, and his right shoulder.
Just trying to work to the outside position on that leg now.
Leg attack by Mattia.
But again, as you mentioned earlier, Chris, Freddie's good at keeping them legs separated. He's got his arm in there and he's keeping that pinch off of his leg. And
yeah, he didn't seem too bothered with the outside heel hook.
Heel hook there by Mattia. I think Freddie defends that really well and comes back on top.
Going to pin that bottom arm now. Just isolate a little further. Look like we're about to get a more acrobatic pass attempt there.
Freddie sits back for a leg lock. I love how Freddie's using his head, almost pinning Mattia down on his chest with his head, and that forward pressure.
Guys who are very good at using their head almost feel like they've got a fifth limb often in terms of just being able to control and stuff. It really can be.
Yeah, that fifth limb was a battering ram.
Yeah.
Ooh, another attack by Freddie, and he's not letting go. Oh, he's climbing onto it.
He really is clambering for this.
Real trouble. He's going for heel exposure.
Oh, they rolled out though, unfortunately.
Mattia did like he was able to keep a straight position there in order to try and run his leg out, but that was very close.
Freddie's teammate, a guy, Arturus, who was on our last show, also had a very similar style, relentless, really well conditioned, doesn't get tired. So I don't know what those guys are doing there, but their conditioning seems to be really good.
It's a good use of that bottom hook leg of Mattia there, in that not only is his leg through, but he's also using his feet, his toes, as a means of trying to secure the outside of Freddie's leg. Oh, lovely
wow.
Diving.
Jumping guillotine attempt by
Lovely
Freddie.
diving.
He seems to have a gas tank that has no empty on it. Oh, now Mattia's on top, but you can see the different guard passing approaches. Mattia's got a large gap and giving Freddie that space to frame, right, guys?
Yeah, like we said before, it doesn't seem as effective at getting his head through, although there it is. But again, Freddie dealing with that straight away, getting a barrier in, just so he's got that constant separation. Comes up single, nice.
Freddie, I think, gets it when they roll out again.
There's a nice bit when Freddie's wrestling up is he's immediately cutting the angle and coming up and then attacking from an angle that's much more difficult to defend rather than just coming straight at it, single leg.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Oh, good use of the head by Freddie, almost headbutted him.
There's that pin. There's that pin of the two legs to become one. But Mattia frees his knee up, frees his leg up.
A little bit of frustration, Freddie, for the first time in this match.
On the part of Freddie, you mean?
Yeah, it looked a little bit frustrated there for a second.
Yeah, I think he wants to really pass his guard. Mattia's doing a good job of keeping that knee between them.
Again, collapsing both legs. Mattia does well to bring his knee back.
You do have to think about all these once he collapses the legs, all these hip escapes and recoveries are going to start to add up.
Yeah.
From the gas tank.
That is true.
It looks like
So
a good purchase there.
By Mattia.
So it's the hill again.
I think Freddie's prepared for this. So the way he escapes.
So I've been very impressed with Matteo's ability to expose the heel and get a good grip on the heel, but every time he gets a bite, as we said, it seems like Freddie's able to negate the attack by deconstructing other parts of the heel hook rather than the actual heel bite itself.
Yeah. It's a really good frame by Freddie, using his left frame really well to create space.
And it's the fact that he's using his knee and his arm almost as one bar. It's all one frame that he's using, and it's far more effective this way than trying to use arm and leg independently.
Good point. Frames are a bit like scaffolding, it's like they're greater than the sum of their parts.
Yeah.
Much better to tie them together and build a structure rather than trying to use a single arm and a single leg to keep your opponent at bay.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's supposed to be the difference in this match. Freddie's framing. He's going for some sort of triangle attack.
Still so dynamic as well, even at this point in the second round. We're a good few minutes deep, and he's still very, very explosive, Freddie. Still able to.
That's the end of the second round.
Good variety of attacks as well. I know we're seeing a lot of leg exchanges going on, but we're also seeing, going up to try and bite an arm, going up to some snap downs, and the attempted flying guillotine entry. But also, when things don't seem to be working, he seems switching to try and wrestle up instead of using too much energy trying to fight a battle that doesn't seem to be going anywhere. He's switching tactics, making his opponent work.
Yeah, I think Mattia again breathing very heavy. But Freddie just walking around like it's another training session.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned earlier, Mattio's got a bite of Freddie's heel. I think maybe 3 times so far this match, but he just can't seem to capitalise upon those opportunities because of the defensive ability of his opponent.
Yeah. I just think Freddie's pace is becoming an issue as well. They're a big factor here. His conditioning pace.
Speaking of pace, seeing pacing around the outside of the mat, you can clearly see a difference between the rest and recovery of these two guys.
I think Freddie's having a word with the commentating table. They go, okay, it's the third round now. Again with that relentless guard pass, like a shark almost, going for the kill. Oh, good head and arm control by Freddie.
Lovely recovery there, Matteo. Was very nice. See this top hook Matteo's constantly trying to snake in there. Possibly going for that false reap we've seen so much of tonight.
That has been really, really common tonight, hasn't it, Chris? That false reap entry and attempts at it.
Absolutely. I think many people see it as kind of one of the safest, most efficient ways to go from reverse leather heaver to a strong offensive leg attacking position, that being the saddle.
You can't just elevate someone when their head is so low, right? You can't really pick them up, can't go release them. That head is defense, isn't it? For all the leg attacks. You keep your head in the way, I think, which is what Freddie's doing.
It's true, but then at the same time, if they are focusing their way forward into their heads, and often their legs might be slightly lighter, which means that if you can, then start to invert through and
Don't you guys think Mattia should go for a guillotine at least and try a guillotine attack, or maybe that's not part of his arsenal? I don't know.
Not necessarily a guillotine, but again, it's if you're purely attacking legs, your opponent is going to be wise to that, and they're going to be constantly. It's a bit like playing tennis. You need to hit the tennis ball around the court. If you keep hitting in one area, you're going to make your opponent work. So you need to make them run back and forth.
Exactly. Make it unpredictable.
Expose some holes in their defense. Going high and low, high and low.
Mattia's exclusively attacking the legs. If you mix it up a bit, just to throw Freddie off guard. Good bite. Oh.
Seems like he was going for single leg X, thought about going for the bite instead of coming up for the points. Unfortunately didn't make it, but
nice attack there by Mattia though, he's almost had it.
There's that foot position once again, as you mentioned earlier on, Chris. Looking for exactly the same again, but
grueling match, 7-minute rounds, definitely testing both athletes.
Yes, impressive pace for both these fighters.
They're amazing athletes, really good shape, and still got the pace going.
Mattia definitely looking the more tired out of the two guys at the moment, in my opinion. It's really seems to have been worn down by Freddie's consistent aggression.
Oh wow!
Here, Freddie's still hunting that pass, but
he's really hunting it.
Don't get me wrong, both these athletes are having to work hard.
Yeah.
The way that Freddie's using the pace of his passing and particularly the method and styles of passing is making Matteo very hard to recover his guard each time.
Yeah.
he seems to be consciously choosing his time very well as well, as when he is turning the power on. So it's almost like he's sensing when Mattia is tired, perhaps when he's hearing that bit of heavier breathing, to really decide that he's going to up the pace again and try and wear him down a little bit more.
I was going to say the same thing. I think the way he's timing his attacks is almost like strategic, like a tactic. He's going to explode now, I think.
There's that foot position from Mattia again, that bottom hook. Not only just hooking through the leg, but also his toes active in terms of trying to keep control of the foot. But just not much on that top frame, perhaps. Not much with the top leg and top arm as a defensive element to stop Freddie's head.
Matteo going in for maybe an arm lock or a shoulder crunch, but attacking that far back.
It's difficult with that distance, isn't it? It's difficult.
He's attacking that left arm, but Freddie seems to be ready for it.
Yeah, he's being very cautious not putting it too far forward, leaving it exposed.
Oh, good. Oh, he's got a nice bite by Mattia. I think he could finish it here. Mattia could just. Oh, that's a defense by Freddie, eh?
The thing about those outside, the outside heel reapers that both great for exposing the heel. The position itself isn't always the most powerful finishing position.
Yeah. I agree.
Where we've seen that Freddie's strength in his defense so far as match seems to be lying not from denying heel exposure, but from preventing the other aspects of the break, usually his leg positioning.
Right.
Getting the heel exposure probably isn't. It's only a fraction of the battle to win here.
Yeah, that's true. You have to secure it, I think. No, Chris?
Yeah, I think maybe Matteo would be maybe better advised to go for an inside heel hook.
Okay.
Slightly stronger attack there.
More secure.
Yeah, it's just when we saw before where he had the outside heel hook and he was putting on, but Freddie was inhibiting his ability to finish. Don't have quite the same amount of flexibility in the joints as you the inside heel hook as you do on the outside.
Right.
Again, looking for that arm, but
going for that outside heel hook, Mattia, but
I mean, it's good that he's mixing up the attacks as we said, but need to be he's got the heel.
That inside heel. There's that inside.
So is Nadine.
Oh, he just exploded out of it. Oh,
very sneaky Matteo though. Still managed to cling on to him even as he got to his feet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really good attempt by Mattia. Almost had him, but the athleticism of Freddie seems to save him quite often. And that's the end of another 7 minutes. What a match.
He uses a great amount of heel exposure and attacks from his hips. None of them seem to really put Freddie in much danger.
Even with the outside heel hook attempt towards the end of that third round, Freddie was seemingly shaking his head and just not nonplussed by it. So I don't think there's much danger.
He was in the first round, as said that he looked like he wasn't in danger. He turned over and started smiling and shaking his head to the commentary team.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what a match.
Fantastic display by both athletes there.
Oh, phenomenal. Mattia's holding his, I think, right rib. Is he hurt?
Rib injuries happen sometimes.
Yeah, twisting and turning, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, Mattia looks exhausted, doesn't he, guys?
He does, he really does.
Pretty much anyone be.
Yeah.
Freddie's
not Freddie apparently, but anyone else. Yeah, no, Freddie definitely not. Another 2 7-minute rounds by the looks of it. It's deliberating and determine the winner here.
Who's the winner? Oh gosh.
It's a nerve-wracking time for any competitor at this point.
Especially after a match like this.
Yes, yeah.
Especially after a match like this, they both really earned. Oh, Freddie gets it.
As we said, I think that was always going to be on the cards, wasn't it? Just as the more aggressive fighter and the one who was putting the other guy in the most danger.
Freddie, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah, good. It's my perfect weight. I'm super conditioned. I knew his leg locks are tight, but that's the trick up my sleeve. I spent 9 months practicing heel hook defence. Haven't been caught in a heel hook in God knows how long. I just remained calm, and then I knew my top game would be good. My bottom game, it's very, very hard to pass. Took a lot from Jed in his guard retention. Super happy with it.
Yeah, I've got to say you look very, very at ease when you're in those leg entanglements, and there was sort of a couple of solid bites on heel, but you looked absolutely on board. I think there was even a wry smile over towards the commentating table at one point.
Do you know what? It's especially when you're slightly sweaty, like catching a heel. That bite has got to be super tight, otherwise you do give up positions. You spend a lot of energy doing it, and 9 times out of 10, unless you've got those sticky hands, people that can know how to defend it can get out. But no, super happy with my performance. Matteo is sick. He's actually doing privates now, 1-to-1 private. So if you actually knew anyone who's top game sick, who studies the game, Matteo is the person to contact. He's training out of 10th Planet in Diesel Gym in East London.
Speaking of your conditioning, the fight went the distance of 3 7-minute rounds. The output was incredible, and you came out very, very hard at the beginning. Was that your plans, trying to overwhelm him right at the beginning?
Yeah, as I said, I haven't been training in a gym since April, but I've been back the last 3 weeks doing back-to-back shark tanks, 3 9-minute rounds, different people every 3 minutes. So I came in here perfect weight, no weight cut, and I knew I could just keep going. I knew if I needed to rest, I could play my bottom game. If I needed to put the pressure on, my top game was there as well. So I knew by conditioning, I would be smothering him. My biggest fear was the leg locks and his wrestling up, which is great. But I managed to just isolate everything, and I deservedly got the win all 3 rounds.
So there was a lot of wrestle up attempts by you. Unfortunately, a lot of them went out to the
I apologise to
bounds.
The lovely ladies for throwing Matteo into. We were going to go for a WWE style. So hopefully it was as entertaining as we wanted it to be.
Certainly got the steel chairs here. Freddie, that was an excellent performance, mate.
Thank you very
well
much.
Done.
Cheers, guys.
Matteo, like I said, that fight went the distance, 3 7-minute rounds, absolutely action-packed. How do you feel about it?
Bad, really bad. Yeah, want to fucking jump off the balcony, but it's okay. Yeah, it's part of the game. Freddie got much better than when we used to train with. That's good.
As I said, boy, you got multiple bites on the hill there, but unfortunately it didn't seem like you could really get the break. Why do you think that was?
Because just the hill slipped, but my fault. He done well, escaping leg lock. Good.
Excellent showing, excellent display of sportsmanship between you two. So congratulations, man. It's a great match.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
I think it went pretty well. I think I was quite dominant throughout the whole fight. And he helped me to be warmer for the real fight now, the real war now, the final.
And do you feel you've learned anything from that first fight that you're going to take into the next fight?
Absolutely, yes. Lisa has improved a lot her game around the legs, so it's always that the game, you're attacking the legs, you are exposing your legs as well, so it's always the scramble that really matters.
And was there a particular move that you feel you did which helped you get this far?
Yes, yeah, my passes, I think I've been working more on the passes, so passing guard has been what has defined the whole fight.
Brilliant. Okay, well, good luck for the next bit. It looks like you won't need it. Hi, Martina. How was that for you earlier?
It was great. I'm really happy with that performance. Let's hope to keep it up.
And was there a signature move you feel you made which helped you get to this stage?
Not really. I think it's just more my mentality. I was ready for everything. Didn't falter. Yeah.
And do you find that your training has really helped get you here today?
Yes, 100%. Absolutely. I worked really hard. So I'm just looking to execute what I tried in the training room.
Excellent. Well done, and good luck for the next bit, which you obviously won't need. Thank you.
The second match of the women's four-way eliminator. This is Martina Zola and Nadine Tavares. This is the final. Nadine won her round against Lisa Major, and Martina won against Natalie Violet Bennett.
Violet Bennett, yes, that's right.
This is actually the final.
Both girls looking.
Seen quite a difference in body type in terms of length. Nadine's much taller, stronger fighter.
Yeah.
Martina looking slightly shorter, slightly stockier. Wondering how this is going to fit their styles and strategies.
Yeah.
Martina looking for that head snap early on.
Underhook by Martina on the left on the right of Nadine.
Richie Martin and then Nadine.
Good nice. By Nadine.
Both girls very game to wrestle here.
Very, very. I'm just seeing amazing wrestling right now.
There's that same attempt again.
Same attempt to eat half guard of Nadine. Really going for it, these girls.
Good use of framing on the neck from Martina in order to put that pressure and be able to work that underhook on the far side.
Good job as well getting off from her being flat in the back there. She can just work on that underhook and see her and start launching it more of an offensive half guard. Back and to prevent the crossface.
Sweep attempt with Nadine. Oh, she's got her foot. That's a deep bar. Oh, going for a toe hold. No sticking with the deep bar. She comes on top.
It's possible, as Chris mentioned earlier.
Backside attack here.
Yep, but finding that heel.
She's got a heel hook.
That does look secure, but she's been able to roll through. Good work from Nadine, staying calm.
Martina's really relentless. She's not letting go.
No money.
She was straight ankle lock by Martina. Good job by Nadine for standing up. That's a good way of, I think, escaping guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, often you can sometimes, especially when there's sweats the equation. You can let gravity do the work for clearing
Sure.
the land for you.
Yeah.
Is it Bart on the inside heel?
Very hard.
Very quick.
By Nadine. I think that heel hook was definitely on.
Yeah.
That was one of Martina didn't want to let go, almost.
As we mentioned in previous commentary for rounds, the inside heel hook far more powerful than the outside. It's far more effective. As soon as that's tied up, it's very difficult to remove.
I remember sometimes, especially when you're a really competitive setting, you're having a leg lock exchange. I mean, as much as we don't want to hurt your opponent, you also don't want to dawdle for too long on a
Sure.
heel hook and then have your opponent hook on one
Sure.
quickly, and you lose the match for your kindness.
Yeah, Nadine looks a bit injured though. She's pointing at her knee. Might be a slight tear in the ACL maybe, or the MCL.
Oh, very possibly. I mean, she doesn't seem to look like she wants to put a lot of weight on that.
No, her coach, Marco Kaino, fight zone, checking up on her.
And I'm sure there's a conversation going on about do you think you can continue right now?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Difficult situation this, because obviously they have 1 minute break between the rounds.
Martina just popped up, ready to go again. She's very determined.
That's tough, especially you want to make sure the athletes are safe.
Yeah, shake of hands, here they go again, second round.
Nadine's going straight back into wrestle here.
Yeah.
Wrestling is quite hard to prevent putting teams like a lot of weight down on your knee.
Sure.
Explosive movements.
Yeah, true. She should.
I would have been backing off here for a second.
Yeah, Nadine needs to win this round, otherwise Martina's one up already.
As you said, all of that,
She hurt. Definitely got the injury here.
all of that driving, all of that pushing around the mat there has just exacerbated that too much. It looks like, doesn't it? And
Oh, she's shaking her head. I don't think she can continue.
Whether the wrestling made the injury apparent, or whether it was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back.
That's it. Yeah.
Either way, the end result is the same.
Yeah.
There's no age to continue like this.
So I think that's a wise decision by Nadine not to carry on.
I'm going to say.
Tina, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. That's the result I wanted. Shame we couldn't go for another round, and I'm sorry that Nadine got injured. I hope she gets better real soon.
It seems like you had a really, really tight bite on that heel there.
Yeah. No, she was defending pretty well, but I was really insistent. Maybe it's my short, stubby legs that got a really good grip. I don't know, but yeah, no, it was really, really good wrestling as well. I've been working a lot on my wrestling and good hand fighting, so hope to see you again in competition sometime.
Well, that was excellent sportsmanship from you. Were you surprised that she came out for the second round? I thought that it looked like some damage had been done there.
Yeah, I mean, she's tough, so I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Clearly. Well, listen, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Championship well done. You were the winner.
Sorry about the injury. I mean, what happened there? Could you run us through that?
It happens. I think in the scramble, I was trying to move out my leg, and it got stuck even more. And I managed to get out, but I felt that my knee went a little bit the other way. And I tried to carry on throughout the second round as well. But as soon as I stepped a little bit outside of the mat, I could feel it. It went out again. So I don't want to risk any serious injury, so it's better just to rest it. Martina is a great opponent, and I was looking forward to fight against her. And we will have more opportunities in the future for sure.
I think you definitely made a smart choice. I'm surprised you came out. I thought you were going to come out and sit to guard, considering what looked like maybe having a knee injury. Absolute warrior coming out here to continue wrestling.
Cheers, thank you so much.
Congratulations, great match.
So, how did you feel that went just now?
My earlier fight, it went how we intended it to go. I stayed composed, and I imposed my game plan, and I imposed my jiu-jitsu. We won 2-0, so it went well.
Do you find that your training has helped you get to this point today?
Yeah, of course. I train in Streatham out of V on BJJ, and I'm really blessed to have the coaches and the teammates that I do. And they're definitely it may look alone when you get out onto the mats, but this is a team sport, and I'm very lucky to have the team that I do.
Excellent. And do you think there was a signature move earlier that got you to this stage right now?
I mean, everything I scored was kind of my signature moves. I arm drag everyone. Nobody stands with me, but when they do, they get taken down. Jay stood with me for 2 seconds. He got taken down. As soon as I pulled guard, I arm dragged him. That's sort of my game. And we were sort of very aware that Jay is very physical, very explosive, and that we had to stay calm and composed and manage that, and that's what we did.
Brilliant. Well, we wish you luck for the next bit, which you won't need.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is the semi-finals, that's right. 3 best of 3 5-minute rounds. Whoever wins this one goes to the final. Bit of a David versus Goliath affair, right? In some ways.
Well, you definitely know who'd be probably be the favourite here, and obviously we do also have a slight size difference as well.
True.
Sam being lighter weight here.
Shake of hands and.
But at the same time, Jed's not necessarily known for being mainly a top player. Obviously, we've seen 60 cards, so really there is a weight difference. Maybe not the same as if we had someone come with crashing for an endless passing style like we saw with Freddie and Matteo.
Nice scramble there, Jed went for a foot, but Sam was able to keep his base.
It seems like again they're having a little exchange now. They're having a little bit of a chat, probably goading each other on a little bit.
I wonder what they said. Arm drag, nice arm drag by Jed. He's got Sam's left arm.
Jed's so comfortable with any form of inversion. He just seems to flow so smoothly into that berimbolo, any sort of inversion position.
Shake of hands. Sam seems to be defending those leg attacks by Jed quite well though so far. I think there's been 2.
Well, he's certainly come in expecting that, hasn't he? He's certainly come in with that in mind.
Yeah, you have to. And interesting change of pace from Sam's first match with Jay. Yeah, where he was a lot more explosive, a lot more aggressive. Same being maybe it's a little bit more methodical, kind of.
And like passive bars almost.
Nice probably there.
Good cover by Jed.
Again,
that confident smile on his face.
Yep. And that little exchange afterwards again, just the odd word here or there, just to try and psych his opponent out is very common with Jed.
Good sprawl there by Sam, protecting that right leg. Stopping Jed from getting inside of it. He's pulsing on those ankles and just walks away. That version didn't do much. This might be.
He's going to kiss the dragon style version there to get into the leg.
Oh, good switch by Sam almost.
More a grip here.
More a grip switch by Jed, and he comes on top. He might even take out the cat
could be in real danger.
Those
legs involved.
Wow, beautiful scramble.
Yeah.
Break that more grip.
It was a really good south. Jed's calling him into the middle, so let's continue. Now Sam's on the seated guard. They're talking to each other.
See, that's something that Jed is not so well known for, perhaps, is his kind of arm attacks and his Kimura attacks, but he's used it very well there. He seems to be looking for the same again, just to...
Oh, he comes on top. Oh,
that's secure.
Wow.
That's secure. So that's the first round.
Kimura by Jed.
Really nice weight distribution there, and managed to open up that window behind Sam so he could have a space to move the arm through that range of motion. One of the trickier bits of finishing the Kimura when you're in the top position, the person in the back is the ground's often in the way.
They're having a chat again. What are they talking about?
So at this point, it looks like Jed has cut just at the top of his head, and the guys are talking about whether he can continue or not. I think it's.
Sam having a word with his coach there from Aon. David. Jed talking to one of his students, Francesco, who's also a part of this men's tournament.
As we said before, Jed looking very, very relaxed. Sam looking relaxed, but perhaps a little bit more tentative at the moment in terms of how he's going to come back from this kind of position of being one submission down.
Yeah, I think Sam has to win this to stay in this contest.
Wants him to stand, but he's not going to. He's going to insist on that seated guard.
Because they're having a chat with each other.
Oh, we see that top hook trying to come in.
I think Sam is prepared for those leg attacks. Oh, jumping mount. Yeah.
Just wasn't able to fully secure the position. Jed did do well to keep working through that, not allowing a full control.
Jed, he had a smile on his face, like a smile of being impressed somewhat.
Things like that will keep the competitor honest. If you know that you're caught slacking for a moment, that your opponent will just jump to guard or jump on a...
Oh, single leg by Jed. Beautiful single leg by Jed.
Done.
Some top game for Jed. You don't really see him in this position much, being on top, but it's good to see Jed on top for a bit.
Looking for that headquarters position. Not looking to settle in there.
So looking with his own forward leg.
His own footlock.
Yep.
Comes on top though.
Knee line looks clear for now.
Yep, it does, doesn't it? He's done well to get that.
He's sitting on Jed a bit.
They make it hard for him to suck that knee line back in while Sam's got his weight sat back on him. Oh, he's making a good go of it.
Oh, nice defense. Nice escape. Sam pulls guard.
Again, Jed jumps through for that arm. Now he's straight away on the leg.
Oh, that's a point for Sam. Sam scores for a sweep, but Jed's got the leg again. That was a sweep for Sam, surprisingly.
I don't think Jed has any thought process around any form of points. He's the type of person that seems to only go after that submission. That's all he wants
toe
to.
Hold there. Toe hold by Sam, but I don't think. Shake hands. 1-1. I think the referee just said you both have a point each. They're both on 1-1 right now, guys. Again, talking to each other. Oh, nice defense by Sam. And come on, man.
Sam going for that face pose there, we saw him using in his first match. Hasn't been utilising as much in this.
Good sprawl there by Sam, protecting that leg. Jed going for that straight off
guard.
Yeah,
Good
he's going for that
return.
shoulder crunch.
Oh, comes on top. Beautiful work there by Jed. That's a sweep and a submission attempt. Jed trying to pass.
Good strategy here of going for the arms quite a bit as well. Everyone's going to be trying to defend their feet around Jed, but mixing up and going to the arms, like he said earlier, his opponent's got more to think about. Makes each attack more viable. The opponent spread more thinly.
Straight on again. And exactly as you mentioned, Chris, in switching up attacks, just the act of one being high, one being low, that opens up a lot of opportunities often as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, invariably when your opponent tries to defend their legs, they sprawl their legs back off and they end up posting on their hands. leaving their arms vulnerable to attack and vice versa.
He's really good with that Kimura, though.
But Kimura's got good grip here.
Good grip.
Makes 5 times back, goes back to the
Oh, he's finished every time.
Yeah, he's got the same.
Similar same position as before.
Really nice work from Jed there.
Really good match. Really good match.
Yeah, really active both testers. Nice transitions, nice attacks, good back and forth.
Jed Hughes showing his versatility there. Going for 2 Kimuras back to back.
Some fantastic exchanges there, Jed.
Brilliant.
How did you feel going into that match? What were you expecting?
Honestly, he done better than I thought he would. He defended very, very, very well. But again, same result as always, 2 submissions.
Slight cut there above your eye. Do you know how that happened?
In training 3 days ago, big cut. But I didn't want to pull out, so
it just reopened.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Some nice trash talk going on there as well. It's nice to see that kind of camaraderie between you two.
I wouldn't even call it trash talk. A bit more banter, to be honest. Just a bit banter, yeah.
And how are you feeling going into the finals now?
Same thing again, 2 submissions. Yeah.
It was the same submission there, right? The same Kimura that you finished with?
Exact same finish, twice.
Okay, were you looking for that, or was it just opportunistic?
When I get on top of the half guard, if the guy frames, I catch it every time. So
that's going to happen. Jade, we'll look forward to seeing you in the final, mate. Nice one. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. I enjoyed that fight. Feeling all right. I'd have liked to do a little bit better. There were some sick Kimura entries from Jed, to be fair. I could feel he had a bit of size on me, which told, but hey, it was a good fight. I had fun.
So you looked extremely calm, composed, and there were some really, really good exchanges there.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun. I see a lot of people fight Jed, and they're sort of beaten before the fist bump. That's not me. A little bit more size, and I'd take Jed, but you know, is what it is.
Loving the attitude, man. Congratulations on a great match.
Thank you.
Take care.
How did you find it went earlier for you? Were you happy with your fight?
I'm happy, but I could have done better. I wanted the sub. I always want the sub. If I don't get the sub, I'm not really happy, but I was okay.
What do you think you can take from that fight into the next fight?
Just keep going the same way I did. Aggressive, going forward, look for attacks, and put the pressure. That's all.
And do you find your training has helped you get to this point today?
Actually, it was a loss that got me to this point, but the training helped as well.
That's good. All right. Well, good luck for the next bit, which you won't need, of course.
Thank you.
See you in a bit. Did you find your fight went earlier?
Good. Tough match. Respect to the guy.
Yeah. And did you find that your training leading up to this day helped you get to where you are now?
Yeah. I always train the same, you know. I feel like I'm more technical than most people. Not all, but most people anyways.
And any specific signature moves that you pulled earlier that's got you to this bit?
Just good jiu-jitsu. Solid jiu-jitsu.
Good techniques, good everything. Very good. Well, good luck for the next bit, which you won't need. Take care.
So this is Francesco Bart versus Hedge Rashid. So this is the semi-final of the men's GP. So Francesco is a student of Jed, similar style. He goes for that seated guard. Trying to attack that leg.
Hedge with a very acrobatic jump early on. Looking towards the back, yep.
Nice way of, again,
Again?
fan of these rolling back takes. Nice way of exploiting the kind of De La Riva hook. He's kind of fishing these hooks that Bart was fishing for to roll for the back take. We saw earlier in Bart's previous match with Matteo. He does a good job of defending his rolling back takes and his Barabello attempts by getting his back flat to the mat. Wonder if Hedge will have any better luck.
Nice leg attack there by Francesco or Bart. He's saying let's start from the same position. Wow.
It's nice to see that in this sport, even though guys are trying to beat each other, there's still that sportsmanship of trying to set as fairly as possible. It's always nice to see that.
Well, I mean, it's a good point there. I mean, everyone wants to win, but by any means, not necessarily by any means necessary.
Sure.
You want to win because the opponent was disqualified. You want to win on your own merit.
It's true.
Looks like Hedge might be working for an attack on that far leg of Bart's now.
I think he's trying to pass a guard or something.
Well, it's looking fairly collected in this position though.
He does.
Patient almost. He's might be waiting to set something of his own up.
Yeah. You see, he's trying to go behind it. Go for a back take, Bart. Just posting on that left leg.
Again, he's going to look for that entrance to Bart's back.
Yeah, I think they both are going for each other's backs at this point.
Interesting neutral threat here with back exposure.
Yeah.
Hedge jump through there, see if you could get some more dynamic going.
Very athletic style by Hedge, similar to Freddie earlier, I think. Very agile on his feet.
It's a slight difference with Freddie. Seems to be more, as you said, Luke, kind of trying to really going into the opponent.
Sure.
Making him feel his weight more. Hedge seems to be more changing angles and trying to come from different attacks.
Sure.
Oh, guard pass. There's a guard pass by Hedge, though, guys, right?
Yeah, if you could just secure the position.
Yeah,
Bart touches up, rolls through.
Beautiful roll by Bart.
Francisco back exposure.
It is, literally. Francisco did an amazing job running out of it, though. Perfect timing. Good pressure game there by Hedge, keeping the pressure on Francisco.
Yeah.
I'm going for a guillotine, mounted guillotine attempt. I don't think he has much on it though.
Yeah, it looks to be more across the face than under the chin.
Yeah, there's definitely let's say a little bit more to do there.
We're trying to wrestle up here.
Good transition. Bart's on top, but
Still got hold of that head. He still managed to keep that for a long period of time.
Oh, wow, it's a guard pass, but and I've rolled out the mats there.
I think the guys are going to get reset here. Yep.
They're trying to understand how to restart them, whether back to normal or how they end it.
Trying to sprawl into it, negate Bart's ability to elevate him and inevitably enter those legs.
Trying to close that gap though, keeping heavy on Bart, right?
Yeah, you can see that match like it's kind of slipped out now, it's more sold for the fight.
I think that's the end of the first round, first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Very evenly matched though, very even match. I don't think anybody scored. Francisco speaking to his corner there, his training friends, Mattia and Jed.
As you said, it's really interesting to see the different way that guys deal with kind of different situations, and Hedge seems to be far more towards the sort of aspect of trying to be nimble and trying to be fast on his feet and using lateral movements and rotational movements to get past guards, rather than what we've seen from quite a lot of the guys tonight is trying to smash through and trying to really drive through things.
Yeah.
That's partly down to body type, but it's also partly down to just way people train and stuff, and it's a really interesting part of jiu-jitsu is those variances. Bart just seems to have a little bit of an issue with something with the referee here.
I'm not sure what they're talking about. Definitely. So some disagreement perhaps.
But in other respects, in some ways, it's still good to have that interaction with the referee sometimes, just to be made clear of what's going on and what's being decided.
So I think they're going for the second round now. Shake of hands. Are they both the seated guard?
Hedge seemed to not want to go into a double-seated scenario. But
Yeah, it's interesting that he came up quite early, eh?
whether that could be because he's wanting Stephanie pass, but considering that they both sat, he sat to guard as well. I think maybe he thinks maybe he might be playing perhaps into Bart's strong suit by going to a double-seated position with him.
Bart looking for some sort of grips with the hands. Tries to get up.
Good job to get his hips under his hips, so his left leg curled back.
Just going to go for a sweep. He's trying to.
Overhook's really nice.
Hedge seems to sprawl out of it. Hedge prefers to be on his feet more often.
I think again that seems to play into his sort of benefit at the moment of being able to move nimbly and laterally and just get that spin kind of element to how he's passing.
But Hedge seems to be the perhaps a slight lighter out of the two athletes as well. He can use that lightness and that nimbleness to his advantage.
Nice jumping guard attempt by Hedge, but Francesco seems to catch onto his leg. He's going to really work to get that foot in there. Nice defense by Hedge.
Double unders, yeah.
We haven't seen that guard pass much this but yeah, Hedge is going for triangle.
You must be careful of that happening though.
The angle here going to be forced in
that.
Very tight on guard.
Beautiful roll through the Hedge though.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, under the guard again. Oh, back and forth. Back and forth action. He just said something to his corner, that was my point. The referee says no point given. Hedge protesting. Talking to each other again, saying let's carry on. Hedge wants to continue. Francisco says I don't care, let's go.
Insisting on points from a competitor's point of view can be obviously really useful, of course, and there's always a time for that. But sometimes it's better just to try and get the job done and put it beyond the referee's decision, because referees will make mistakes from time to time, and if you can get the job done with a submission, then it takes all other possibilities away, right?
Absolutely. Both really going for it. So Francisco is going for that inverted leg attack again.
It's definitely, as we mentioned earlier on, Jed was definitely of the mindset of hunting that submission, and Francesco and Bart seems to be exactly the same.
That's got his back though. He really had his back. He has his back. Beautiful back kick by Bart. Very smooth. Very impressive.
Again, I don't think he quite took the back there, but he's
in a good position though with this angle. A lot he could do.
I think he's got a triangle attack on the good.
I think he had an arm bar, right? And just right on.
It's like you've mentioned in previous rounds, Chris, that angle's so important, right, with any form of guard position.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Again, arm belly down. Hedge looking okay in it though. Cover's very quick.
He escapes out of it. I can't believe this. That armbar was tight and so beautifully done by Bart. And rolled out of the mats again.
There's his coach giving some words there as well, perhaps encouraging to retain a position so that it's easier to know where the guys are going to be restarted.
So protest by Hedge again. Arguing discussion there with the referee. I think it was about a point. And Hedge is protesting the other point or sorry, I think that's the end of the second round, yeah. The end of the second round.
Hedge just having a chat with one of his coaches, Alain Pozo. No doubt to sort of think about game plan for round number 3.
Francesco speaking to Jed in the corner. Yeah, last time we've been in the UK Jiu-Jitsu scene for almost decades. Yeah, interesting things to say.
He's one of those guys that everyone does seem to know, whether it's be through training or attending a seminar or just seeing him at competitions. He is definitely one of the old school guys, right? He's been around seemingly forever.
Pretty much. I think he was a referee himself for a bit. Now head of the ZR team, head coach of ZR team. Here we go, I think third round. Another 5 minutes. I think they're both going to go for the kill this time.
I think with how close that match has been so far, I don't think either of these fighters going to want it to go to a judge's decision.
Oh, no. Hedge is really fast with his feet.
He is, isn't he? It's in that double unders position, but Bart does well to retrieve his legs.
Hedge momentarily thinking about falling back on leg there, but decides not to.
Again, perhaps thinking he'll wait until he gets a better purchase in order to kind of commit himself to that position a little bit. Doesn't want to kind of use up his opportunity if he doesn't feel 100% secure in that lockup. As we're now in the third round, it may be that things are just a little bit sweaty, a little bit slippery, and just didn't quite feel right with the position. There's that double unders position again.
Double under by Hedge. I don't think the weight difference plays a factor. Francisco's legs might just be too heavy to make it work.
There he is in that same position again as you mentioned earlier on in the rounds, in that Bart is seemingly looking to come up towards the back, and Hedge trying to secure that top leg.
Yeah.
Does need to be careful in his head position here. It's backed out through just fine.
Hedge keeping that underhook. Well, now he's let go of it. He had an underhook on his leg, Bart's right leg.
Cautious probing here by both competitors. Hedges his arm in that leg weave, mollustic position. While we're sticking with that half butterfly guard.
Good smile from Bart. Obviously words being exchanged. Yep.
Some conversation happening. Bart going into that leg again. That right, left leg of Hedge. Hedge defending well.
Choosing to cross his secondary leg over his primary there.
Hedge talked about taking his back, but Bart went heavy back, flat backed.
Hedge looking to untangle those legs, looking to kind of get a better, more advantageous position. A little bit of pressure on the face there from Bart.
Just brushing that aside. Bart trying to annoy him perhaps. So
Yeah.
you're trapped breathing. Bart's got a straight ankle. Hedge seems to know how to stay on top really well. Put pressure where it needs to be. Oh, they roll out. We have a minute left. Sorry, the 50-50 position.
And straight away Bart hips out there in order to give himself a slightly better angle. Just as soon as the guy's set, it's just that little hip change can make a big difference to how the attacks can go.
I think it would be surprised when he switches, switches hips, escapes his hips and changes the angle. If he had to slip the knee of his primary leg through to take it out of danger, change his
Yes.
hips.
Yes.
I think that's more one-sided.
That's the end of the third round. I don't think either guys scored in any of the rounds, so it's pretty much the judges.
It was a great show by both competitors.
Amazing show. Very entertaining match, very athletic, very technical, incredibly technical. You saw triangles, leg attacks, sweeps.
Platter and arm bars.
Just waiting on the judge's decision now. They both want to know what happened.
What are your thoughts on how you see that match going?
What do you think?
Oh, it's really difficult, isn't it? It's one of those things that you're really looking at sort of micro changes in position. Obviously Bart was very aggressive on the leg side of things. He was really hunting for those legs and really going for those entanglements and really looking for that. But similarly, you could say that Hedge was also dealing with those those positions. Was he really in danger? Was he really being threatened by those positions? It's a very, very difficult scenario. There's aggression and there's threat that I see as being almost two separate things in some respects, and whether Hedge was really threatened by those attacks is one thing.
Well, they gave it to Hedge, and Hedge takes it. Bart doesn't look very happy. Good show of sportsmanship though, but I think I gave it to Hedge.
Hedge, without a doubt, the hardest match to call so far, hardest decision to call. Action-packed. How do you feel about it?
Good. Respect to Francesco first of all. He's a friend of mine. We're just joking around a little bit, but I don't know. Definitely the first round, I definitely won it. Second and third, I don't know. I don't want to say anything. It is what it is. The ref gave it to me, so I'm the winner, I guess.
Very, very solid submission. Submission against him. We actually called a tie. Went to someone else who called a few. But yeah, excellent submission defense there. How were anyone getting close there? I mean, you had that triangle, the armbar, you stepped over.
I mean, the armbar was close. The triangle, not really, to be honest. Like the triangle squeezed itself, not, but the armbar twice. Fair play to him. He's very good, But
there's a bit of confusion. There's a bit of confusion there in one of the first rounds towards to points. What happened there?
Sorry, which one?
A bit of confusion as to the points in one of the rounds.
Okay. First one, I think the score was 1-1. I don't know. We've got to watch it back and then see, If you won, fair play. But guess what? You didn't, so...
Jack, I'm really looking forward to the finals, mate.
Thanks so much.
See you soon.
Thank you.
I feel betrayed. I feel betrayed. If I lose, I never contest. Like, this is the first time I complain about match. you shouldn't leave it to the decision, but I think I had the more attacks. Like if you count them, I had the more attacks. I had 2 close triangles, an armbar, leg entanglements. He had a guillotine attempt, a knee bar attempt on me, and 2 back takes. What else did he have? 2, 3 back takes almost. I had most of the sweeps. I tried to sweep as well. I had most of the attacks, most of the aggression. So I can't see any way he could have won this by decision, but my fault. I should have left to the decision.
Nature of the beast, unfortunately. What can we expect to see from you next?
Just keep training and competing.
That's me. I look forward to seeing the next one. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was good. Again, respect to Bart. It is what it is, you know. We've got to rewatch it. Honestly, if I rewatch it, if I say, I'm an honest person, yeah. If I say Bart won, then I'm going to say he won publicly. I don't care. If you follow my Instagram, I post all my losses always. I got choked out first round today, still won the match, but I'm going to post it up for sure as well. So when I rewatch it, if I think he won, I'll say he won. But until I rewatch it, I don't know. Wait, well, the ref gave it to me, so...
It's yours.
Come on, it's fine.
But it's good sportsmanship.
When the history books are going to be written, not that it's significant, but it's going to be my name, you know what I mean?
Very good. I like your confidence. It's very good. And any last words before the next match?
Yes, Jed. Let's do our best. Let's do our best. Let's do our best.
Let's do our best. That's really good. That's good. That's good. That's good tips. Very good. Well done. Thank you. Good luck.
Third place. We've got Bart versus Davis.
Bart again going for a seated guard.
I think we're going to see lots of more athletic, dynamic, very nimble passing from Davis here.
Davis seems like a very good athlete, very, very agile. He's feinting a lot with his hands, right?
Yeah. Both very strong athletes though, so I don't think we're necessarily going to see one athlete overcome the other with their physicality.
Yeah. I think the difference would be the rest period. I think Davis probably had a longer rest.
Yes, that's true.
Bart just fought a few minutes ago, so that might play into this.
Depends. For some people, sometimes after having a long rest kind of gets you out of the zone, that competitive zone, you know?
Right.
You got the adrenaline affecting you again.
Oh, beautiful guard pass there.
Nice, yes.
Very nice. Where he's got the
seatbelt grip, yep. Fishing for that second hook. That secondary hook looks like that's right over the top of the shoulder. That's
chest to back.
Both hooks are in. He's working that choke.
But hand fighting to try and get some space.
Simultaneously battling with the legs there, trying to improve his position. So often we see this with athletes and their back taken, they seem to focus completely on the grip fighting, not freeing the position.
Sure. It was difficult to catch here, but it looks like there's still that pressure from Davis in terms of being close to Bart's back. He's not allowing him to rotate inside that back control position.
Oh, that's
secures.
Over the chin there.
That's really.
There's the tap.
Oh, that's a tap. That's a tap by Davis.
Really, really quick mandible choke there. That was on very, very quickly. He locked it up.
So that round went to Davis. Francisco has to win this one to stay in the match. Or if Davis wins, he wins the whole thing. So minute break.
You get the sense that will have really fired up Bart. The way he walked away from that entanglement there, you could see the look in his face that he was looking forward to round two, shall we say. It'll be interesting to see how he comes out. Here we go, round number two. Bart immediately seated, looking to get her.
Seated guard. Davis trying to pass to the side, right? He's trying to pass to the left guard.
See, there we see Davis using a little bit more elevation of the feet in order to try and shut down that kind of leg attack game. Nice quick pass.
Oh, quick passing by Davis. Very fast with his feet.
Similarly, really nimble of Bart to be able to return his legs to some sort of guard position afterwards. Those guys really, really quick and.
I really like how Davis is tied together both the nimbleness of his feet and his quick passing with his relaxed kind of hand fighting, putting his hands in his opponent's face, pushing at the opponent's face. It's constantly having to deal with the hands, distracting, but it's also disrupting your vision that you can't actually see when Davis is going to be moving his feet from the guard player's perspective.
Bart does well to bring that frame in, just to keep Davis's head away, give him that little bit of space.
Bart going for that right arm of Davis. Yes, for a nice underhook on that leg.
Yeah, Scooper back. Just feel like it's maybe slightly too far away, and Davis could utilise the scroll on a underhook for Scooper. There's that shadow.
Yeah.
See, he's controlling Bart's left hand there, pinning it down.
Good wrist control. That's the wrestling of Davis with that wrist control. He's using that head as well, pushing the head down with that head into Bart. Looking to create some space with his hips. Bart using the frame with his right hand.
I wonder if, just as you mentioned earlier on, Chris, when we were saying about the frames being one bar, there was that separation between Bart's arm and leg, which was allowing Davis to get his head inside. That's perhaps something that Davis has realised and is able to capitalise on, is that little gap there.
Yeah, I mean, while Bart still in that time had his that butterfly hook in the butterfly heart position, as you said, once he's got that kind of knee shelved behind him, Davis has it's he can't really utilise as much of a phrase.
Yeah. Bart's still on the attack though, after being in back-to-back matches, still attacking.
Bart is definitely one of those guys that, much like Jed, who's been sort of doing more and more over the recent time, he'll definitely keep coming back. He'll be on more shows, and he'll definitely be one to watch, because he's definitely got that fire and that skill to match.
Absolutely. I think Davis had a mount there for a brief moment. Push it away. Bart with a single leg, nice scramble. Ended up in an interesting position. Then a sweep for Bart, maybe? He comes on top.
Not sure. It's that kind of no man's land between closed guard and a back take.
Yeah.
But you would say he's a closed guard, but I would say at the same time he always has top position where his body's on top of his opponent.
I think the referee is going to start from the same position, or with the seatbelt control. Davis just stands up. Oh, beautiful takedown by Bart.
Nice switch, yeah. Nice switch as he came up to go to the leg.
How the referee we decided to
reset this.
I think they started from the same position. I think Bart was on top, wasn't he?
I think the argument at the moment is over the leg position of Davis, what exactly it was that Bart had the leg.
Again, it's hard to say exactly, but it seems something closer to a kind of leg drag position.
Yep.
When Dave tried to reset it when he's getting his other leg involved, a bit more of a viable guard. Again, as we said numerous times tonight, I mean, when you go off the bat like this and you fall into chairs, you fall into the audience, and someone's trying to avoid hurting themselves or others, you often fall into a position which they wouldn't have fallen into otherwise.
Sure.
The sweep attempt by Davis.
Really strong drive from Davis.
And that was his wrestling background.
Yeah, it shows with that sort of power out of it.
Clearly
That
see it
drive.
coming through here.
I think that's the end of the second round. Very even round there, guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have Davis taking the first round by submission. That round though, again, great attacks launched by both competitors. Good down attempts, good sweep attempts.
Also seems that we're getting some words from Renato as well, who is one of Roger Gracie's other black belts as well, just at the side of Bart there, just giving a little bit of encouragement and support to fellow teammate.
I think this third round will be the deciding round. Who gets third place in this tournament?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to need to be a submission from Bart or an extremely dominant performance points-wise with submission threats if he's going to take this.
That is true. Okay, the referee Alex is back. I think he's signaled to go ahead. There we go. Third and final round of this contest.
Bart, as is true to form, seated guard straight away.
You can see the sense of urgency in both of them now. They both really want to make the most of this right now. And Davis. There's an outside leg attack, but Davis just steps over it.
Yeah, so we have single leg X there, and there's Bart ready to pummel through to a full traditional X. Davis wasted no time at all killing out that.
I like Davis's head position, really close to Bart's hip. He's going to go for that guard pass, I think, some sort of a crushing guard pass. Step over with his right leg when he can.
Yeah, if you can get his hips, the weight of his hips running down through his spine to his head and shoulder, not only will it pin Bart in place, but it'll take the weight off his legs to make him more mobile, just a step or pummel or windshield right him over.
Yeah. Bart trying to frame with his left hand.
With this,
It's fairly tight to him though. It's going to be really hard to get the most out of that frame.
with this sort of position, it's often really important as well for the person on the bottom to place the head on the same side of the feet, just to prevent that ability to kind of work round into a passing or more powerful passing position. Head and feet cannot occupy the same space, as I was often told.
That body lock by Davis also very wrestling-esque. He's got a really tight body lock on Bart, which should probably help him pass, right? Davis mixing his wrestling really well with his jiu-jitsu.
in moments like this, although there may not seem to be much kind of going on, the amount of effort being done to hold and just the physical effort of trying to hold these positions will often really tire guys out. So that might be a factor in the final moments of this round, is just who is actually more tired after these stagnant moments.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the isometric demands of grappling often lost to people who have to actually try it themselves.
Sure.
So it could be a big surprise for people coming from other athletic backgrounds, whether it's weightlifting or CrossFit or whatever it is. Often they're surprised at how little their cardio can sometimes transfer to grappling scenarios. That's usually because of the isometric holds, because I mentioned other sports where perhaps maybe rock climbing.
Yeah.
So many other sports which are doing the same kind of very intensive, highly demanding isometric holds.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a lot's happening, but a lot is happening, no?
Sure.
As we said before, it's micro adjustments, tiny millimetres that will make all the difference. And, as much as you want that, the other person doesn't want that. So it's, it's a real battle.
Good recovery by Bart, though. He's kind of got him in front of him again.
I'll lift the back set there and set saddle.
Oh, Davis almost got mounted him.
Davis has done really well of avoiding the majority of the leg entanglements that Bart has been attempting. Again, possibly due to his frame and his size, as you mentioned, Chris, and just his general awareness, I think, of what Bart would be going for.
Bart's trying to go underneath that leg again, isn't he?
Does seem to be. He's definitely working to get that. But he's getting that underhook again, but he's just been forced to pull it back.
That's the end of the third round. What a match. We're taking it way back and forth.
Again, very difficult, isn't it, to call rounds like that where there's not been much in terms of an obvious winner, if you like.
Point to anything, yeah. Both athletes exhausted. Let's see who the judges go for.
Both looking quite sort of calm at the moment and probably just running things through in their head, thinking, whether it's going to be their round or not, or, why they think it should be their round, just piecing things together in their head. And it's going to go to Davis.
Davis takes it.
And like you mentioned, Gerard, I think that's because of the submission attempt at the start, isn't it, of that first round, just going to him. So
probably, I think that made the difference, that submission of that first round.
Sure.
So Davis, how are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I'm glad I can go home with at least one win, so that's cool. And Francesco is a good person. I met him before, so maybe I felt more comfortable going against him than Hash, but it is what it is.
You managed to get it back and secure that mandible choke in the first round.
Yeah, that's. I'm always passing. I'm always looking for the back because they want to turtle from the passing, and it went good for me this time, and I were able to secure the choke and.
It's an interesting clash of styles. You've got very nimble footwork, and Bart's got a very good aggressive guard.
Yeah.
How did you feel, feeling that clash?
I feel like in this modern day in jiu-jitsu, that's a really typical guard to play, and of course I have encountered it before. So it's not the first time I go against people with so nimble guards, as you say, but I felt good. I felt good, yes.
It was a great performance, mate, and on behalf of Alpha Grappling, here's your trophy for third place.
Thank you.
Congratulations, mate. Thank you. Cool. How are you feeling after this one?
I'm disappointed with myself, but it was a good win on its side. That's all.
You came out in the third round. You seemed a lot more aggressive than your second round. You seemed like you had a real sense of urgency there.
I just didn't want to lose by decision again. But he stopped me in the first round. I know he's a very good passer, so I was planning already on going turtle. I'm very confident for the back, but he did very well. He tapped me. Usually I don't really get up from the back, but this time he did.
It seemed the mandible choke came on quite fast when he managed to close over the chin, over the face. Was it kind of slightly caught you by surprise?
Kind of. Yeah, it was very surprising how he caught me. It was a crank on my chin, so I had to tap, otherwise I could have broken my face. So.
Well, mate.
So we're here now. How are you feeling?
Good, just ready. Let's do it.
So the pressure's on?
No pressure, never pressure. Because I'm always me. I'm going to be me. It doesn't matter. If I win or lose, I still love myself, so it's fine.
That's good. And feeling confident, feeling ready for this?
Let's do it.
Any final words?
Let's do it.
Okay, thank you.
So this is the final of the event, Jet versus Hedge. Here we go, shake of hands. It's for all the marbles. Leaping, rolling attempt there. Rolling attempt by Head.
Jet straight away looking for that leg, diving for the heel.
Jet really going for that leg, but a good roll there by Hedge. He ends up on top somehow.
Still bitten in on that leg nicely, still got that purchase. The Hedge does well to return to a guarded position.
Jet checking, he's got that 1 point for that sweep. Ended up on top.
Grand inversion now, got that Kiss of the Dragon style entry from Hedge. Good steering into his own inversion. Loud pop there.
Yep, I think that was something giving way.
Oh wow. Look of concern of Jet there. A slight look of concern.
Straight away back into his own inversion. Hedge first to get back up, get back on his feet.
Yeah, Jet looks hurt. The expression on his face is saying he's hurt something.
Yeah, you can see
He's in pain.
You can see a bit of swelling on his foot too.
Mm-hmm. Like I say, in this point, there's going to be a bit of adrenaline that's kind of nullifying that pain and making it a little bit easier to take.
The only thing is when that happens and you're in the midst of competition, you also have to think that every bump and scrape and strain on that area is going to be compounded interest tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah. He's got a full-on Hedge though, but he comes on top, ends up on top.
And
a tap there by Jet on his foot. Was that a heel hook or a toe hold?
It looked like an awkward angle from Midset. It did look like an outside heel hook. I don't know.
I think it was a heel hook. Could be mistaken. Couldn't quite see it clearly there.
But Jet is limping. I don't know if you guys know this. Jet seems to be limping back to his corner. I think he's hurt as well.
I mean, if you're Jet right now, you're going to be looking to get a submission as quick as possible with the least amount of extra damage on your own injury here.
Sure. You want to finish that. You want to finish that job quickly, right?
I mean, much easier said job than done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This Hedge stomping onto the mats. Maybe he's trying to shake off some injury of his own.
Perhaps some injury. Perhaps to just try and get his own sort of focus back, get his adrenaline levels back up. Maybe feeling a little bit disheartened by the fact that he did get quite an advantageous position and then ended up having to tap himself. It's just maybe something like that.
It's the second round now, so
same time Hedge got a no-go, so that he's been tapped once. I've got to give us a nose. He's got the ability to get Jed with foot hooks too.
Yes, yeah, he's got that in mind, doesn't he? That he has done it.
Tap, he knows he can get in there confident enough. He can definitely do damage.
Sure.
He might have got tapped the first time, but even if that tap wasn't maybe strong enough to get a tap the first time, if he's going to go in the second time with the same foot, it's already broken or damaged. Much harder thing to not tap to that when the foot's already in pain. I'm going to say I can't see much of an impact that's having on Jed's performance here.
No, he really seems to be. That looks like a toe hold. That's a toe hold.
Oh, yeah, great toe hold by Jed.
Has that.
Oh, he tapped it. Oh, but he didn't tap.
Oh, no, that was a tap.
Yeah, I thought that was too.
I think it was a sign of relief in Hedge's face. It looked like there we go.
Yeah.
There we went. Oh, I see. Well, for Jed to do that injured, really impressive.
Great show of respect there for both fighters.
Yeah. They're both just checking everyone's okay.
Having a chat with each other, but that's 2 rounds for Jed. I think he's won the whole thing.
Here we go, just confirmation from the referee. And there it is.
Decision.
It is.
Jed takes the win.
Jed, congratulations, mate. How you feeling?
Yeah, a little disappointed to be honest with you. 1 overall, but I'm an idiot. That's all. I'm an idiot.
What are you disappointed with?
He put my foot in a heel hook. Shouldn't have even let him get there, but happens, you know.
That was an audible pop. How did that affect your performance for the rest of the match?
Definitely affected it, but at the same time, I'm not going to stop, and I don't really tap, so I'll take pops.
An absolute soldier, mate. Congratulations from behalf of Alpha Grappling. You won this tournament. Congrats. Yeah, Jed, that was an intense match right there, mate. How did that feel like went?
It was good. It was good. It is what is. He's good at jiu-jitsu. He is, trust me.
At what point did you realise that the foot might have been broken?
Mine or his?
No, his.
Oh, it was like an explosion, bro.
Yeah, you could hear it from all the way in the commentator booth.
To be fair, I don't know. His what is. His what is.
And the toe hold that you got caught with.
Yeah.
So I was under the impression I didn't know actually whose foot got injured at the time. I just heard a pop, and you guys were still going at it like there was nothing wrong.
So, first his one popped, in his ankle popped. I had like a switch grip, popped his ankle, and then second he got a toe hold on me, and he popped my foot. So we traded. Me and Jed are like that.
Yes, man, like I said, it was an intense match to watch. Great exchange, man. On behalf of Alpha Grappling,
Thank you so much.
Second place.
I like it. I love it. Thanks so much.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you, guys.